You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Dearest Mother Superior, I shall begin with the update I promised. We have made it into the Cathedral of Archon. We received special permission from the governor to enter. However, despite this, we entered through a small hole in the wall and got covered in mud. I shall need to get my clothing properly laundered as soon as possible. In the temple, we found a monster called a Thresh, who contained the life forces of many animal spirits. It attacked us thinking we were the guards. Oh, Mother Superior, when I dealt the killing blow, it spoke to me. While we only acted in self-defense, I mourned deeply for the creature. The animal spirits seemed to finally be at peace at least. They mentioned something called an aberration, which turned them into the Thresh. It seems the governor's daughter may have been one of its victims as well, the aberration consuming both her flesh and her memory. We next headed to the marina to inquire after Sister Tranquility's missing shipment. The goods were safely in storage, but Sister Tranquility and her protectors were nowhere to be found. I worry that misfortune has befallen them, or worse, that they have abandoned eternal trust. In the meantime, I arranged for the goods to be delivered to the tailor's shop and collected the payment. Perhaps Brother Judgment can send out a search party for Sister Tranquility. Next, we investigated the ruins of the local Order of the Weave Academy, which had been destroyed in the recent chaos storm. There, we encountered another spirit, this time of an elven woman. She said her name was Viantia Bittermoon, and that she had also been clairvoyant in her life. She told us that she had been a student at the academy and confessed to having caused the chaos storm during an experiment meant to prove the absolute truth. I apologize that I was not able to learn more. We had to make haste back to the cathedral after one of Soren's magical alarms was tripped. The aberration was in the courtyard. The creature played tricks on our minds, causing me to forget it was even there in the midst of battle. Even so, our party prevailed and recovered a chaos heart in the end. After the battle, we were approached by a Felper named Dr. Jewel Crawford. He claimed that the aberration we encountered was, in fact, something called a False Hydra. He requested that we release the chaos heart to him so that he may study it. We refused, of course, even when he offered to pay. The group seems very distrustful of Dr. Crawford, and I am inclined to agree with them. We have decided to remain in Badger Creek for another day or so to rest and do some research into the Chaos Heart. I shall write to you with my findings. Yours eternally, Constance.
Oh, good eve, all you fiends and goblins most green, and welcome to Chromatic Chimera. I am the one known as Puddins, the dastardly and dashing GM of this wonderful adventure, for the time being, And joining us tonight are my wonderful friends and cast of characters. AJ as Constance of Eternal Trust, the Azamar Paladin. Chris as Soren Silverthorn, the half-elf bard. Sam as Stars of Emerald, better known as Emmy, the Felper monk. Lucy as Izara Solaris, the half-elf cleric. And Noir as Shaw, the Dragonspawn fighter. Thank you for joining us for this 4th episode of WovenRealm. And tonight we're going to find out what happens when your boss dies and you need to kind of rearrange the campaign a bit. I don't know the secret, so we're going to fuck around and find out.
You scared me when saying your boss died, and I thought you meant our boss, and I was like, wait, Madame Curio died?
No, Madame Curio's okay.
I had the same thought.
Okay, I'm not the only one.
All right, so thank you, Constance, for the wonderful in-character background recap. Today's date is still Ishkama the 17th, 2S 1871. And last we left the party, they had just delivered the news to the governor, and they have left the manor. Soren mentioned having a hot date with Violetta at the Dancing Cat Tavern, and with Badger Creek at peace, roll credits, and to a place to stay. The Clairvoyants can take some time to rest up. So last we specifically left you, you were leaving the governor's manor. Safe to say you probably made a prompt journey to the Traveler's Cottage on the western end of town, quietly overlooking the Albion River on 420 Riverwalk Drive, or Way. They don't have cars out here yet. A pleasant garden separates the property from the housing next door. It has a particular smell to it. Certainly a nice quiet place away from the bustle of town. It's at this point that, Soren, you're probably finished cleaning yourself up, and you begin your trek from the quiet river walk through the cobblestone path, through the market square, into the elevated walkways and tall buildings of downtown in Badger Creek. Anyone who wants to kind of come with can come with, and because it's still like going to the bar, you get to totally separate when you get there.
Yeah, sure.
I'll follow.
Where everyone else is going, Constance is following.
All right.
I would prefer to stick together.
All right, so no fun allowed.
What happened last time.
No fun allowed is going to. So everyone is you're all joining with for this little escapade, and you approach the largest building in the town square for the second time since arriving. You enter and are regaled with a finely adorned atmosphere that fits the moody entertainment. A pair of Felper shadow dancers are up on the stage. At a candlelit table for two sits the beautiful elven sorceress you encountered earlier, Violetta of Seleucia. And there are plenty of tables for you to grab a place. This entertainment's going to be this is going to be like a good show, probably. It's got a culture thing. This is definitely what would be considered foreign to this region. Dare I say, almost exotic to this region, as this culture, the Shadow Nomads are not from... They're from Dragonsand, and they're from very far away, so this is interesting. But Emmy, you would definitely recognize some of the movements they're doing as, Felper martial arts techniques.
Are the performers, do I see any signs that they're, actively in a caravan or anything?
It's not, you do recognize symbols of, being from, a nomadic group, but they're from your understanding of...
They don't have, the earrings?
Yeah, from your understanding of what you know of the Shadow Nomads, they're very similar to the Silver Blade Nomads, where they're more of a conglomerate of people that kind of adopted the Felper culture as almost a necessity.
Okay, cool. That means Emmy actually kind of relaxes a little bit. I think she kind of tenses up at first, and then when she realizes that it's not a caravan that's, coming through, she relaxes.
Yeah, and you'd notice, the bouncers for them are, ogres and, bugbears.
Right.
Goblinoid, orcish creatures from Dragonsand.
Cool.
All right. Soren, if you approach the table where Violetta is sitting, she appears to be very intrigued by the shadow dancers, her bright blue eyes flickering as she follows their movements. But her attention turns to you, Soren, and she certainly has a similar allure to her that you have. It's kind of it's almost like a bewitching and bedazzling aura that you seem to kind of pick up. You know this aura well. I'm sure you've given off a similar aura throughout your lifetime.
That's a good way of putting it, lifetime.
She stands up to greet you, lifting an already filled goblet of wine, and she brushes her azure hair aside and makes sure that the cyan tips catch the light in just the right way. She gives you half a glance instead of actually looking straight at you, as if to play with you. She's good. So, moody entertainment, candlelit table, and fine Alandi wine. Your assumption was right. This is going to be a hell of a date.
All right. Soren will sit down and be like, I didn't expect entertainment as well. This is quite the place you set up.
Well, it is the Dancing Cat Tavern. I guess, they're well known for their entertainment here, and I thought we'd enjoy ourselves tonight.
Yes, of course. Here's to you. And I will give her a cheers.
And when she lifts up her glass, and here's to you. Word travels fast around here, sir, and you were in the parish ward, so...
Yes, hero of Badger Creek, I've been called in my day, but it's really no big deal.
So, well, as you know, I was sent here by the Weave to look into what happened at their academy, and...
What? Ah. Grr. Give me a second.
Where did it cut out?
Oh, goodness.
Ding.
I'm bad at being art tech. I'm bad at my job. I'm sorry.
No, you're doing
Yes,
great.
fine.
To the last scene, probably.
You're fine.
Oh, wow.
No,
I think it's back.
OBS is cool.
Yeah, it's the audio is back now.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, I dropped at the scene switch.
Alright, when did the scene switch occur?
I don't remember.
Okay. So we'll just kind of pick... Okay, so they were essentially discussing what was happening in the parish ward when the party went in there. She's there to investigate for the Weave, a magical order of powerful mages in the realm who sponsor a lot of magical activity in academies. And Soren was asking if he trusts what she's saying, and he rolled quite low on his vibe check, a 5 to be exact. And so the flirtatious vibes are still very strong. So that's what's making it hard to tell what is true and not true.
Gotcha. So she's as good as I am. Well, I definitely appreciate your mission. I know that the Order of the Weave has quite the presence around this area. Being from Maywood myself, as you know, I definitely understand the need for such an order.
Yes, and the work that you and your companions do is important as well, especially for activities and investigations that require a much stronger touch than the... And she runs her... If you let her, she'll run her hand across yours gently.
Sure.
The delicate touch.
I think we both have that, and I'll just put my hand on top of hers.
Ooh, okay.
I have to ask, because I actually have a dear friend in the Order of the Weave. She is just a old family friend. Who is your supervisor, if I can ask? It would be so wild if it was the same woman.
Oh, well, my archmage, my master, who I was apprenticed to, Saren Calvor, only the best mage to ever grace this realm.
Haven't had the pleasure.
Oh, she's a very fascinating and such a smart woman. You really should, honestly. If there's anything in your adventures where you're really stumped on spells, arcanes, the we've got you taken care of. But who is it that you're asking about?
Oh, well, I call her my aunt, but she's not of actual relation. Her name is Elise Motai. She is one of the 33, so...
Yes, I'm very familiar with Elise. Yes, she's doing very well.
Yeah, she's different, we'll put it that, but a dear friend nonetheless.
Yes, yeah. So tell me, Lord Silverthorn, and she kind of leans back playfully. Why would one such as yourself leave the splendors and wealth of Maywood, you know, the city that broke Coveth and all that, and wasting your talents in backwater places like Badger Creek? I mean, come on.
Well, dude, that really is the question, isn't it? You would not believe how many times I've been stopped along this journey the past few months and asked why I left the wealth of that town to travel where my family is not. I believe it's just to spread the word of my stories and make sure they're heard far and wide and record history, as it were. And frankly, maybe it's time I go on my own adventure. Maybe I've been telling other people's stories long enough.
That's a good way to look at it. I guess you do eventually grow tired of telling others epic feats and tales when you could be making your own. I respect that.
Yes, and do I get the sense she knows more about me than I know about her?
Give me another vibe check.
Damn it. There we go. 22.
Yeah.
21, sorry.
She does know quite a bit about you, more than she's probably letting on right now. She's being coy and sly.
And I'll take another long sip and I'll say, besides, I mean, you don't have to pretend. I'm assuming you know who I actually am. So,
well, who doesn't know
reasons.
Who you are? Who doesn't?
Yes, so don't ask silly questions. You know why I'm gone.
Yes, true. So, tell me, where to next then, if you've finished being the hero of Badger Creek?
Well, I suppose I will note those companions over there. I'll point to the table. I'm yes, those ones.
Oh, them. And she just kind of like looks away.
As strange and not my usual group of friends as they are, we do have common interests, so I'll be traveling with them for a while until I grow tired and head back home to my family.
And after you say that, we'll pan over to the friends who are just finished waving at the table. How are you enjoying your evening here in the tavern, watching this entertainment?
Constance is having such great fun.
I think Azara's actually pretty fascinated by the dancing that's happening.
Okay.
I mean, Shaw's just looking. They seem to be doing well over there. I'm just glad that those two crazy kids are having a good time. Now, if I could go ahead and get some more of those drinks, that'd be just fine.
Oh, and due to your recent heroics, because word does travel fast around here, because when you killed the False Hydra, its existence kind of, was done being masked. So... everyone is like, oh yeah, you're just free drinks. Everyone who passes you by gets you like an ale. You're definitely eating for free. You're eating on the house tonight for sure.
Hey, we ain't got to pay for that. We can just eat.
Azara's paying anyway.
Oh, that's because everyone is so friendly here.
Oh, months now. I don't think I want to. Well, I mean, we gotta leave at some point, I'd imagine.
And Shaw, you feel a tugging on like your leg a little bit, and there's a young halfling who's just like, "Excuse me, are you the ones who slayed the bad monster?"
Well, yes, indeed, little one. You want some bread?
Did you cut its head off?
Well, I would love very much to tell you that it was in fact me that cut its head off, but to be quite honest with you, every time I looked away, I forgot the darn thing existed. You got this one right here to thank for that. He kind of gestures to Emmy.
And the little halfling boy will turn towards Emmy. Did you cut its head off?
What? I think Emmy's like mouth is full of food, and they're like,
I'm
like,
not sure this is appropriate for children.
Well, my friend Jimothy said that the head was cut off, but I was the one who said it was a bonk over the head that did the creature in, and we have a little bit of a disagreement going on right now, and I was hoping that the grand heroes who saved Badger Creek could. And looks over towards just gestures for the other halfling to come over, and like 5 of them instead come over, and they're all just like, "Tell us what happened! Tell us what happened!"
No, you go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, well, you both got it a bit right. You both got it a bit wrong. Now, you see, it was a combination of bonking, which then enabled for the further head cutting off. So it's more one working in tandem with the other.
Oh yes, son. It's you can't really you need the bonks to help in any kind of a fight like that. You can't do anything else unless you've got a lot of friends to help you, and you wear your enemy down. Emmy, it sort of like actually lights up when there's like younger kids around, and they've like turned in their chair now, and they're like, okay, so this is what happened, and start like recounting the Hydra fight for them. And like definitely way more detailed than children should probably hear, but they're like, I heard stories like this, and I'm fine.
Constance is just
absolutely.
like Constance is just like sitting crisscrossed on the floor with all the kids, like hanging on your every word.
I love it. Love it. So we return to the lovely couple at their dinner table. You're having a good time, enjoying the entertainment. Some looks are maybe exchanged, glances, brushes of the hand. Soren, where has the conversation shifted to? Because like the businessy parts ended, and now you're just kind of getting to know each other.
I think I would be curious about what her assignments are in the weave before this.
Okay.
Just kind of asking her what she's been up to.
So you're not really asking like where you're from or anything like that?
I think in a bit.
Okay. So, well, when I originally was brought to the weave, I was originally... Well, that's quite an adventure in and of itself, but I was brought when I was quite young, and, well, the queen secured my initiation into the weave and made sure I was only assigned the best archmage to be my mentor.
And you're from Maywood then, or surrounding?
I'm originally from Seleucia, which is, if we go to our handy dandy pandy, I'll pull pull us over to the territories map here. Seleucia is to the south of Maywood. All right, come on. It's just directly south of Maywood, but like to the west of where you're at. But it is south of like Albion.
Okay, so she's not super far.
No, but she's in she was from a Covithian territory, and that's kind of where she begins talking about that. So she's just like, and so how I originally got that was I come from Harlequois in Seleucia, and with my innate magic abilities, and she snaps her fingers, and just the purple sparks briefly kind of fly off her fingers for a second. Well, let's just say the weave came to my town. Long story short, brought me in and taught me how to be a sorceress. And now they send me on errands that they need looked into, because I'm good at getting to the bottom of things.
And you're happy with your station and your assignments?
I'd say so. As I said, my mentor is one of the greatest mage that ever in the realm, so I'd say I'm quite content, yes.
And I'm assuming you're... There goes my freaking camera again. And I'm assuming you're happy with the manner in which you were brought in, then. You have a good relationship with Maywood, and you're just happy as a clam.
And she leans real close to you, and she'll say, I'm gonna be quite honest with you, Master Silverthorn. I owe the Weave my life, my livelihood. I'm here today sitting with you on this wonderful occasion, enjoying the company perhaps of the most handsome man I've ever ran into, because of the Weave. So I would say yes, I'm quite loyal to them if that's what you're trying to gauge.
Yes, well, you know, I'm always looking for new business partners to join our organization, and I didn't know if that is something you would be interested in, but it seems that you're quite happy with your station, but nevertheless, friends are important as well.
Of course, and well, there's always business to be had with the Weave, you know this, Soren.
Of course, yes. Not something I pictured myself doing, but
I saw you poking around Dr. Crawford's. That's similar business.
Yes, unfortunately, I want nothing to do with him, but it seems that our paths have intersected regardless.
It's my understanding it was him who provided the Academy with the gem that sparked the whole Chaos Storm in the first place.
That is true, and I'm sure that's why we will run into him sooner rather than later about it.
Well, I would love to hear your assessment of his character. He's well respected amongst my contemporaries and my colleagues, so do tread carefully with him.
And what have you heard about him? Is he respected out of fear or genuine respect?
It's genuine. He's very good at what he does. He has 2 doctorates, and he's able to procure items that no one ever dreamed of. I've heard rumors that such items such as Open Gate and the Helm of Serenity have passed through his paws.
Well, I thought I was a spinner of tall tales, but that one might be taller than even I.
Well, you can't believe everything you hear. I mean, after all, a Felper in the midst of Badger Creek running an arcane purveyor shop, there are going to be stories.
Of course. So now, what now for you? Are you headed back to Maywood to report your findings? Are you going to stay in town for Brewer's Day and enjoy yourself?
I might stay for Brewer's Day. I definitely will be making a report back to my superiors. But if I am around for Brewer's Day and you are as well, I would like it if you accompanied me.
Of course, I'll be here. The name of the creature was False Hydra.
Oh, thank you. And she just kind of makes a note. And I actually was held prisoner by the Inquisition as a young girl.
Alright, well, as soon as you said that you were in the company of the handsomest man you've ever seen, I knew that we were now on the same page telling each other the truth, so...
I respect you and your candidness. You have that quality where you're honest, even though sometimes it might not seem like you are.
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, it's the wordplay, sir.
Yes.
You're good at it.
Yes, well, I was raised to be, so...
And we'll just say from that point, the evening kind of goes on, and your date's as successful as you would like it to be because you're Soren Silverthorn. Anyway, is there anything else anyone wants to do immediately this evening? Because we're going to have like a few days of time to kill because you're going to be resting and recuperating from almost being mounched on.
Maybe, like, that evening, Emmy would just want to go and check in on Azara. Just give her, like, a quick little knock or something.
Yeah, go for it.
Emmy?
Oh, hello, I hope I am not bothering you?
No, not at all. Come in.
Oh, thank you. she'll come in and sort of like just look around your room and like invite themselves to sit down pretty much. But they're just sort of smiling at you and like kicking their feet a little bit on the chair because they are very short. And they'll just look at you and go, I just wanted to check in on you. I have a few younger siblings who are holy casters, and I've seen their face when the Shasta do not answer them when they call for them right away. So I just wanted to know if you are okay.
I admit it was a jarring experience, but it worked out for the best.
I mean, you helped save my life, so I think it came out pretty great in the end.
The Astral Star has its reasons.
I really admire this faith you have in the Astral Star. It is good to be able to trust in them, even if maybe you felt doubt for a moment.
The star has brought me this far. It will see me through.
I'm sure that they will. And if you need help with anything along this path that they have sent you on, I just want you to know that if you need somebody to talk to, about anything, my siblings said I am a very good listener, so I will be around, that is all.
I appreciate the offer very much, and I admit I had my concerns when we all first encountered one another, Madame Curios, but I think that the star's judgment was good, choosing this group.
I think you see the inside of Emmy's ears sort of turn pink, like she's very touched that you've said a nice thing now. And she'll get up to her feet and be like, well, that is very kind to say. I will try to do what I can to help with anything that you might need. I won't keep you up too much longer, though. I know you like your privacy.
You seemed to resent the sight given to you by the Astral Star, but you were chosen for a reason.
Well, perhaps. If so, I don't really know what it is yet, really, but I'm happy to be here to help you with your purposes.
None of us know why. Mere mortals can't grasp the full scope of the plans in place for us. Sometimes it's enough to know that they're there.
That's very true, and I feel bad I have forgotten that recently, I think. Thank you, Azara. And thank you for saving my life already many times.
Well, I suspect you saved mine in return.
I will do the best I can to help protect everyone.
Protect yourself, too.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sorry that I have not been, I suppose, in the best of form lately, but, I will keep trying to do my best.
You seem very concerned for all of us, and that is appreciated. But you're useless if you're dead.
Not if it is something that helps keep the rest of you around.
What about the next time we're in trouble? You won't be there to fix it. Not if you die.
But you'll still have each other. This is sort of... I don't know the purpose for my sight, but the purpose that the Shasta first made me for was to protect my caravan, and you are all my caravan now. So I will do whatever I can to keep you all safe.
You're not protecting us by throwing your life away. You don't protect anybody
I don't
by
think
throwing your
I'm.
life away.
I don't think I am throwing it away, but perhaps I've not made the best choices recently. That is true.
Getting left behind is unpleasant.
I do know what that feels like, so I will try not to be in a hurry to leave you all behind, I promise.
Thank you for coming by.
Sleep well, Izara.
And you.
Oh, do you have a favorite color? And now suddenly Emmy's like scanning you, like just clocking everything you're wearing.
White. It's white and bronze, that's it. This might be cliche considering, but it's purple.
Oh, purple is a beautiful color. Okay, that is good to know. I will keep it in mind. Good night.
Good night.
Such a wonderful just dichotomy. So to say the events that transpired over the course of the past 2 days were taxing is an understatement. Some of you are certainly feeling the peril you have faced. You all certainly have been pushing yourselves, your talents, and your abilities to their limits. You'll be spending the next 2-3 days on a little R&R, so you may recover from the past 2 days, so you regain all your recoveries and stuff back. And this provides you with ample time to explore Badger Creek and get to know your newfound companions, who are possibly in the makings of a formidable team. So you're going to rest through the 18th and the 19th, and you can do whatever you want on those 2 days, allowing you ample time to, be able to enjoy Brewer's Day when that comes around, if that is your prerogative. So you can go through, and I have some little questions lined up if people don't know what they want to do exactly with their free time. But if you have specific ideas, feel free to hit me with them.
Shaw would knock on whatever door Constance is in the morning.
Oh, I think I'm still bunking with Izara, right? Okay, yes. So, hello? Oh, good morning.
Hey there.
Give me just one moment. I believe
no
Izara is still asleep.
Okay, alright,
She'll squeeze her way out of the door and gently close it behind her. Is there something I can do for you?
You see he's he freezes for a bit. You do any kind of sparring? How you keep your skill sharp? You practice fight swords?
Oh, yes. Oh, would you like a training partner?
Yeah. I was wondering if you might want to go a few rounds.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I was just thinking to myself that it had been a little too long since I had last trained. Ever since being out here and everything, all I've just been doing is going on the mission. So.
But you think you might be able to do the glowing thing while we spar? The thing where you glow.
Which color? Because I normally do emit a small amount of light. But do you want me to glow green? Because I do not know if I can control that.
Let's start with the ones you can do, and we'll work our way down from the other colors you got.
As well, until recently, I had believed it was just the one, but.
Only reason. Okay, so when you did that, I don't know a lot about stuff, but me stuff. I don't know a lot about me, and when you did that, felt kind of familiar. I felt like I was starting to pick up some You know, so I was like, maybe
I do not know, but I will nod.
Right. I'm not good at explaining. Emmy's usually the one that does the talking. When you were glowing, right? I felt like I was starting to remember a few things about myself.
Oh, that is wonderful news. What have you remembered?
Well, not a damn thing, and that's the problem. So I'm thinking we might need to like just keep trying at it. I figured like this might be an exercise kind of deal, where the more we fight together, like the more I'm like we start to remember stuff.
Oh, that does. Yes, that makes sense. Yes, right. I believe that we should do that.
Right, and like in return, because I don't want to just waste your time, or I ain't trying to use you or nothing. I figured like you're good. I saw you in combat, and you're good with like magic stuff. But I might be able to show you a pointer or two about how to kill a man, just in case your stuff doesn't work. I mean, it looks simple, but there's really just a million ways to cut a person.
Yes, that may be useful. I spent quite a lot of my time focusing on healing and
Right. I mean, really, what I do is just what you do, but backwards.
When you put it that way, that does make a lot of sense.
Right, like without people like me, then there's not enough people like you. I mean, it's like a cycle, like cyclical.
Okay, I believe I understand now. But rather than standing in this hallway, would you prefer to maybe go outside? I shall grab my gear.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and grab my stuff. I'll meet you out there.
Okay, and Constance will carefully open the door and slide in, open and close it behind her very gently and quietly collect all her stuff, trying not to wake Azara.
And it's almost all for naught, because after Shaw puts on his big ass armor, you just hear him walking down the hall like
Oh my goodness, this is ever so loud. Maybe these old floorboards are all creaky or something. Oh no.
Like he bumps into the wall because he's still not used to the antlers on his shield. Like, gotta get used to that. Sorry, y'all.
Is Azara awake at this point, or is she amazingly asleep?
Absolutely.
I am sorry. I believe the term is lumbering.
Is that Shaw?
Yes.
Okay.
But
probably past time for me to get up anyway.
Oh, okay. We are going out to train. So I shall see you later.
Yeah, have fun.
You are welcome to come if you would like. I notice you have a nice spear.
Yeah, if I'm not imposing, I wouldn't mind.
No, we just want to experiment to see if I glow again.
Alright. Just let me get my things.
And Constance will stop trying to be so quiet and just rush out, and probably as she opens the door and into the hallway, she probably smacks straight into Shaw's armor.
Watch yourself now. You almost hit that shield. That's a doozy. I only used it one time, but damn near put a hole in that goddamn False Hydra thing.
Oh, I am so sorry, but it is a good thing that you are so sturdy on your feet. Yeah, or maybe it is just because I am small. Either way.
Well, I mean, Emmy's small too, but I mean, I tell you what, they knocked me damn near a flight of stairs one time. So, you can be small and still be a deadly little bastard. And that's what I'm trying to teach you in return for you glowing at me.
I will do my best.
Do we see Azara pop out?
Yeah, Azara will come out a minute later with her spear and javelin combo.
Oh, we got another one joining for a spar.
Ah, yes. I invited Azara because she was awake.
I hope I'm not imposing.
Ooh, that's probably on me. That's probably my bad. This plate doesn't really lead for quiet.
It's all right. I wake up fairly early, regardless.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, as you might not know, but your friend here sometimes glows green, and that does weird stuff to my sword. So I'm trying to see if that happens again.
And Azara, since we were sleeping in the same room, at this point you probably do notice that like she emits a very faint light, like a glow stick.
She glows all the time.
Well, I mean, what I'm learning is apparently she glows different colors, and when she glows green, that's when weird stuff happens to me personally.
I believe I observed that at the church. That would be...
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'd quite like to know more about that phenomenon.
Yes, and it will be so helpful for us to have a third party to observe.
Oh, you know what? Dang tune, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that, because, wow, fucking boy, what if we miss something? Now we got somebody I sure lucked up and got the smartest group in the bunch.
I would be happy to observe and take notes.
All right. So here's something that, I didn't tell you, but when you glue green, I wanted to breathe fire. And it felt like my fire was gonna be real different, So, all right. So maybe you need to be in danger in order for you to glow the right kind of color. So, all due respect, and he swipes at you.
Oh my. Did we go outside? Yeah, I was about to ask. I think we're still in the hallway.
Shot, perhaps.
What? No, not here. You're right.
Yes, perhaps here is maybe not the best place for this.
I'm so sorry. I just get a little excited. Oh, wow, we are loud in the hall. Okay, you know what? Let's just go outside. Yeah.
Everyone else, you probably just heard just clanging and banging and oh shit and oh dang tootin' in the hallways going on.
I think you hear from the kitchen where Emmy has already been up for hours because they're a very early riser. You just hear, Shaw, no spotting inside! They've had to tell him this thousands of times.
All right, I'm sorry.
We are not trying.
I just get so riled up in the morning. It's just, especially when I got somebody new to swing the sword at.
For the record, in regards to Azara's notes, she has that really fancy bullshit copper plate swirling handwriting.
Yeah.
Because she grew up in an abbey.
Yes. Alrighty. So where are you going to spar then in town?
As soon as they walk out of the front door, he's gonna be like, "Is this good?"
Perhaps there's an actual training ground or some such in the area.
Okay. I'll wait till y'all give me the word that it's okay to start swinging the sword around.
Is there just a field nearby?
I mean, there is. Okay, so you have the parish ward, which is pretty empty at the moment, though you will notice when you go walking by it that people are beginning to kind of clear the area out because it's safe again. There's also just farm fields on the eastern side of town, just fields.
When you start to suggest the fields, he goes, maybe that might not be a good idea on account of I might set the entire field on fire.
Perhaps we should spar by the river.
Oh, that is a very good idea. That is very smart thinking. Yeah,
it's not so much smart thinking as much as it's a lesson learned the hard way. You know what I mean?
Can we find a clear beach?
Yeah, you can find a river bed or whatever to spar at. That's fine.
Oh, cool. I can't do nothing but make glass here. All right, cool.
So you two will spar. It goes about as well as you would expect. No one glows. You only breathe fire if you release fire, and nothing that was happening before is happening now.
God dog it! It's like find a normal person.
Perhaps our location had something to do with it.
Yes, I was going to suggest that maybe we should try somewhere else. When did this last happen? This happened in the cathedral, correct?
Yeah.
Maybe we should
And I
return
did-
there.
Yeah.
Still have
and-
permission, technically.
And we should not go through the hole this time, please.
No.
Oh, no, ain't no reason to go through the hole. Besides, I don't smell any blood this time. And that was also weird. Maybe that had something to do with it. Maybe I get like bloodlusty, or if I start smelling blood, right? And then you're around and you glow. Maybe the combination of blood plus you glowing.
Let's try the location theory first. It is possible that being on a sacred site enhanced your abilities.
I mean, I could bleed if you would like.
Oh no, that's okay. Well, you know what? Let's keep that in the back pocket, just in case.
That escalated.
We just make the worst groups.
I think you mean the best. I don't.
All right, so you mosey on over to the parish ward. They let you in because you're the ones who solved the problem. You have no problem getting into the cathedral. And that is when Constance and Shaw, if you stay next to each other, your sword glows. Constance, you begin to glow green. Your armor takes on like a scaly-ish appearance.
Well, son of a bitch! I mean, shit! I mean, Flurg! It happened! We did it!
Oh, Flurg, it has indeed happened.
Oh,
Well, it is
alright.
certainly in some relation to divinity. I wonder if it is this deity in particular, or
Roll a
anyone.
religion-ish check. I'll take intelligence or wisdom plus background.
Ooh, can I?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
At Constance, add another. It's because it pertains directly to your religion. Add another like plus 3.
Ah, shit.
I'll
okay.
roll a d20 just to see. Why not?
A dirty 20?
All right.
21.
About religious background.
What's
20,
up?
21.
All right.
I would just have 20 because it would be Wanderer.
Okay. You all basically kind of understand that the lore in the gods of the land is that the goddess Phyla and the god Archon, the Lionhearted, they had a thing. They
They
were
smushed
romantically
bits?
involved. Yeah, they smoked.
We're all grown-ups here.
They fucked.
They did the thing with the dangly parts.
They had a romance, and so that was
Words.
that. So and Constance, you come from Eternal Trust. The patron goddess of Eternal Trust is Phyla, the former lover of Archon. So that's probably the best theory as to what's causing Constance to have this sort of reaction. Now, Shaw, on the other hand, Constance, this is where your 21
Hey,
kind
that's
of
me.
That's where your 21 gets you the edge here. And again, it goes back to Venoserpentix, Phyla's dragon. And Shaw's got the dragon characteristic, so you could maybe make those dots connect.
You breathe fire, correct?
he looks to aim at where he would do the least amount of damage. You see him like,
Not inside. Not inside.
We're not inside. We're at a beach. Wait.
We went
No,
to the
you're in the
church. We're in
cathedral.
the
Oh, we're in the
cathedral.
cathedral now, right? We're in a building. You're right.
Please
like
stop.
as soon as she goes down inside, there's just like, like a little bit of fire.
But it's not fire that you feel come from your mouth. It's strangely, it tastes a lot like those drinks you've been having at the tavern. But you can tell it's definitely linked to your fire breath ability.
He's gonna look towards the hole that they climbed out of.
Yeah.
He's gonna go.
And you let out what I will refer to as intoxication breath. So what that would essentially do would daze enemies instead of dealing damage to them.
Boo! I can't tell if I threw up or did a dragon thing.
No, nor can I.
I feel like that was a dragon thing though, but it wasn't my fire.
Doesn't appear to be bile. It appears
It's kind of like,
ale.
yeah, that stuff I drank.
Oh, are you feeling unwell?
Oh no, I feel great.
But you are regurgitating the drink you had.
I mean, that's a lot of it. I mean, I don't think well, okay, yeah, I did drink that much.
Granted that this does not appear to be diluted by any stomach contents.
Yeah.
Oh yes, I do suppose we would see some chunks in there, wouldn't we?
I mean, I got a pretty good stomach, you know. But yeah, I don't.
But yes, so to answer my original question, you do breathe fire, which makes you kind
Dragon.
of dragon-esque, like
Yeah,
perhaps.
I know that one. I know that bit about myself, but that's about it.
And the patron goddess of eternal trust, where I am from, is Phyla, and she also had a dragon mount, I believe I had mentioned. So maybe it is the dragon spirits making a connection? I do not. That is the best theory that I have.
Seems
I mean,
plausible to me.
are you part dragon too?
I am
like, is
not.
this a dragon? Oh.
I am not part dragon.
Oh.
Not as far as I know, at least.
I mean, are you human? Like, I mean, is it rude to, like, what? I don't. I mean, oh
Shaw,
boy.
she glows.
Yeah.
I
50,000 on accounting of magic.
Yeah, I am not quite human. I am very close to human, though.
Well, I'm close to human too.
Yes. I am, where your heritage is more draconic, mine is more divine. Does that make sense? I'm sorry, am I not explaining this in a very comprehensible way? I should think back and maybe just try again.
I always thought divine was a type of magic. I ain't know those kind of people. Oh, like are you like a little bit god?
Yes.
Oh. Well, that's cool.
Yes, on my father's side.
So your dad's a god.
No, but I am part god on my father's side, but I do not speak to him anymore.
Ooh.
I do not know much about him, so but I do know that I am divine on my father's side.
Well, I'm dragon, but it was mainly on this side and this side and this side. He does that as he joking. Did not land.
I myself am half Eladrin on my mother's side.
What's that?
An elf from the Feywild.
Oh, so you're a half elf.
Yes.
Well, are we all just a bunch of half other stuff and stuff?
I don't believe Emmy is half anything. I think she's just a Felper.
I think they are. Well, I mean, I never asked, but I'm pretty sure they're a Felper. I mean, just a Felper, not just a Felper, but you know, they're a Felper. I don't talk about it too much.
I do not know of another ancestry that manifests in the form of a cat-like person.
Well, they have also referenced the caravans, I believe, which, generally speaking, tend to be made up of Felper.
And Emmy has specifically mentioned the Felper pantheon of gods.
And she speaks of the Shasta, which are typically worshipped by Felper.
Yes, I was worried that I was misremembering. But yes, so
I mean, your glowing doesn't do anything to nobody else. That's just a me and you thing. Oh, maybe if you glow at different places, you'll be able to affect different people. Like if you're like go to another church, maybe you'll affect I don't know.
I
Somebody
suspect
else.
it has more to do with Phyla's relation to Archon rather than sheer divine presence.
I mean, I don't got no relation to like I don't know Archon or flip.
Your vision snaps and you see a mountain, like a massive mountain in over the horizon. And you don't see a dragon, but you know there's a dragon on that mountain because you hear the massive roar. That sounds almost like this dragon must be either massive or is 1,000 angry dragons. And then the side of the mountain just blows up, and that's when your vision goes back to the cathedral.
He's like flip.
Are you all right, Shaw?
Are you feeling well, Shaw? And Constance will like gently push him with her hand.
Possible he's having a vision.
Or perhaps a seizure? Should we shake him? Is he okay?
I don't believe shaking people is the appropriate response.
I think okay. I had a vision. I think.
Oh.
It was a big flirting dragon.
Perhaps an ancestral memory?
And it blew up a mountain by yelling at it.
A dragon blew up a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
Does that ring any bells?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Give me a history type roll. Question. How many of you have ever been to the lands of, let me pull us back to the big map here, the lands of Spelldoom?
Oh. You're talking to the two people from cults who haven't left?
That's why I was
got a big
asking.
10.
What is this, history? Is that intelligence?
Intelligence.
It's a 12.
You've heard about dragons and mountains and volcanoes and things. It's common. Dragons like volcanoes. Unfortunately, growing up, neither of you got out much, so you didn't really hear, and you weren't being taught things about dragons blowing up mountains. You were learning about the astral star going supernova, creating literally everything. You learned about Mother Superior as a child because, well, Philo wasn't as important as Mother Superior. So you're not really pulling up anything specific for Shaw here.
I'm afraid I'm not well versed in the history of dragons.
I think I might want to find somebody that knows about that kind of stuff. I mean, I guess it's not as important as, like saving, the world and the eternal truth or whatever y'all call it. Or
Do you know who would be a fantastic choice? Soren. Soren has the big book with all the stories, and he is very knowledgeable about many things, and I think that maybe we should talk to him.
I was going to protest, but actually that does seem like a good idea.
I mean, yeah, but he's so fancy, and again, between me and y'all, he makes me feel a little dumb.
Oh, well...
I think that's just him.
Oh.
It is only because he is so smart.
Alright, well, I mean, we can go talk to him, but, like, if he starts using them big words, like, could y'all, like, whisper them to me?
Certainly.
Alright, I appreciate you.
Alright, before we jump over to Soren being ambushed by the group asking about dragons, Emmy, did you have anywhere you wanted to go during your downtime? We can just kind of skip around. We'll just say it occurs at some point over the course of the few days.
Super major. I think Emmy sort of wrestles with himself at some point about maybe going to see our doubtful new friend Jewel Crawford.
Ooh, do it.
But I also don't know if they would necessarily want to do that like while they're alone. So
You can, as I said, this is like intermittently spread out, so you can bring someone with you. Like we're doing
We have
some
a
weird
history
time.
of questionable decisions on
We're
this
just doing
show.
weird time warp stuff.
Just
so
one more.
I definitely want to go. So
I mean,
Oh, cool.
that would be a good excuse then for us to try to look for the both of you.
Yeah, that's actually really good then. We'll have you meet up then. Okay. So Emmy and Soren, you make your way over to Jewel Crawford's Magic and Mystique Emporium. The humble shop sits under a mighty oak. A sign depicting a tiger wrapped around a gem swings in the gentle breeze. The windows are tinted all manner of colors, and a cozy garden greets you as you walk into the clay establishment. The shop takes the form of a cottage, although it is decorated in a peculiar manner. For instance, the colorful stained glass windows certainly catch the eye. You can't help but notice the murals painted along the walls of the exterior, depicting a Felper caravan traversing through the 4 seasons. In the winter season, the depiction shows one of them being cast out by what Emmy would tell you is the caravan's witch seer. Emmy, you would know that this mural is the depiction of an old Felper legend. The Shasta exiling the first Rakshasa lies on the breath of a whisper. The door is adorned with a brass tiger's face, snarling and clenched betwixt its teeth is a ring knocker. Glowing blue letters shimmer above the knocker. Dr. Crawford is in, it says. A charming rustic rug beneath your feet says, wipe your paws, and your is spelled Y-E-R, and has cheekily drawn paw prints on it. Inside the shop is much neater than the bizarre bazaar you came to meet in of it originally. Jewel Crawford certainly likes to maintain a certain ambience that is fitting of a shop dedicated to the collection of all things rare and arcane. The lights are kept low by glowing magic orbs, and what sunlight comes in through the glass windows is tinted all sorts of magnificent colors. Many art pieces line the walls of the Emporium. One piece depicts a magnificent city floating in the sky high above, and another particular piece is a painting of a magnificent old emperor of some kind. But the painting itself appears to have bled. So this is certainly a magic store indeed. Smoke trails from behind a distant glass counter. Following the cases and glass counters leads you to a cloud of smoke hanging on the other end of the store. The gallant Felper with striped fur smokes from an intricate orange hookah depicting an elven maiden engulfed in flames. The fur above his lips, he has it curled into like a fancy mustache, and his sharp green eyes shimmer in the colorful light. He rises from a cushioned chair, revealing his regal attire, a red velvet jacket with a purple vest. A gold chain adorns his pocket and he steps more into view, this time not wearing his hat, revealing he too has the cuffed ear that Emmy has. So the visage of a tiger, he approaches you. Welcome to my fine establishment, and how can I acquiesce your request?
Good morning or afternoon rather, Dr. Crawford. I just wanted to take you up if you are free on your invitation to come by and say hello and, maybe... Yes?
For such a fine young Felper, I would be most obliged to let you grace my shop with your presence, and I see you brought your quick-witted friend with you.
Soren's over there, like, touching all his shit. Hey, Doc.
Could you please not touch that? They're rather important and magical old artifacts.
Of course, would hate to set one off.
Trust me, you'll know if you do. And now, Emmy, how may I be of service?
Well, to be honest, I don't really have too much business, so to say, but when we met the other day, you had been right when you said it is, nice sometimes just to have the company of somebody else from the caravan, and I have not really met with anybody else from any since I, had to leave, so yes, Emmy's like very sort of awkward now.
So when you say you're just here to hang out, he snaps his fingers and like all the shelves and shit turn around, and now it's like this loungy, cozy space. There's like a bear rug on the ground. There's some like there's a few like magic orbs that may light up the room, but now there's like a little like espresso machine, magic arcane espresso machine in the corner. There's a little tea set and everything. Well, I'm always obliged to entertain guests. Now, it is nice to have company of a fellow Felper. Tell me, so how'd you end up? And he gestures towards the top of his ear.
Oh, well, it's... I forget, when we met him the other day, did he allude to being able to, like, having clairvoyance himself, or...?
No, he's just really smart on shit, though,
Okay.
so he might be, but you don't know.
Right.
But he's definitely gesturing to his ear.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Emmy's definitely picked up that that's what he was referring to. They're sort of like shuffling their weight a bit. They'll say, it was mostly something of a very unfortunate misunderstanding, but, you know, I was not entirely not at fault either.
I don't understand that feeling all too well. And he passes the hookah hose towards you so you can take a hit if you want.
Oh, they totally do. Like,
Oh, and
they're
it
not
is
even
loaded
concerned.
It is loaded up with some old Felper herbs from Dragon Sand, so this is a really nice toke.
Aw, it reminds Emmy of home a little.
And you, Mr. Silverthorn, will you be having some as well?
I don't partake, Doctor. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, that's a shame, but more for us, I suppose.
Is it... I do not know if it is rude for me to ask, how long has it been that you have been in exile yourself and, you know, here with your establishment?
Oh my, that's not rude at all to ask. I've been exiled. Quite honestly, I don't really remember. It was quite a while ago.
Oh, really?
Yes. Much like you, misunderstanding. I was just trying to keep my caravan safe. But for that, I was exiled. But I have made myself more of a cat than that caravan ever would have made me.
I'm very glad to hear that you have, you know, landed on your feet, as it were.
That's what we do. We are cats, after all.
Try my best. It has been difficult these last 6 months, so it is good.
You're freshly exiled, then.
I suppose so. It feels certainly a little less fresh every day.
It gets easier, don't worry, darling. It certainly gets easier. And once you kind of find your thing, that's when you know you've hit your stride. That's when you know you're over being exiled.
I look forward to that. How long did it take for you to reach that point?
I think after I earned my first doctorate is when I really felt like I found my purpose.
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know if anything like that would be in a path for me, but it gives me much hope.
Well, you certainly found a path in monster slaying, that's for sure. Killing a False Hydra is no small feat.
Thank you. To be honest, I wish my mothers could have seen it. I mean, you know, they who have trained me to be one of the guardians, so it would be nice for them to see me doing well now.
Don't worry, I'm sure they'll know you're doing well eventually.
Emmy, they'll hear the story someday.
Thank you, Soren. Will you be the one to tell it, maybe? He
Oh,
tells
probably
wonderful
not.
stories.
People take my stories and echo them throughout ages, so probably not, but...
And you, Mr. Silverthorn. What brings you back to Badger Creek?
Well, since I am the new, well, all of us, all 5 of us, of course, but me as well. Since we're the newly proclaimed heroes of Badger Creek, I was hoping that the esteemed Dr. Crawford could do us a favor. Just on goodwill, of course.
Of course. It's a shame your friend did not want to return what I had worked so hard to procure for the Academy.
Yes, unfortunately that's out of our hands, but I was hoping you could identify this, and I just, plopped down the lantern I got from the thresh.
Alright, I will, my friend, I will do this as a gesture of good faith.
Of course,
So
I'll make sure the appropriate parties hear of your good faith as well.
Yes, and I want to establish a working relationship. You work closely with Madame Curio, no?
Yes, among others.
No, it's that old crusty witch going after my chaos gem. I knew it. Alright. And he kind of just snaps his fingers. My friend, this is quite simply a Thresh's lantern. Doesn't even set up the ritual or anything, just hands it back to you.
Alright, and could you please tell me what that does? I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar. First thresh.
Oh, first one. Oh, you're fresh to the adventuring game. Don't worry, plenty more where those came from. There's a Roll20 link for you. It's in the Roll20 and under items. I just hit show players. The Thresh's Lantern. This is a Thresh's Lantern. When a Thresh is conjured in the world, they often will craft or find a lantern to enchant with part of their magical souls to attract sprites and moths. The Thresh that spawned must have just repurposed... This specific Thresh repurposed one of the many available lanterns in the cathedral. When the command word Thresh is spoken, the lantern gives off an ethereal blue-green light. And this light pierces through the arcane flux of magic, allowing the light to be used in a way once a day to dispel illusions for a minute. The lantern can be recharged by offering up one of your once-per-day spell casts, and a skilled blacksmith may be able to take the lantern and incorporate it into a mace or flail.
Alright, well thank you very much, Doctor. This is a great discovery.
Well, most fortuitous indeed. Now, anything else old Dr. Crawford can do for you?
Oh, not for me at least. It's has really just been my pleasure to get to meet you and talk a little bit. I really appreciate the advice.
Anytime. You're always, Emmy, Stars of Emerald, you're always welcome in my fine establishment. You too, Mr. Silverthorn. You're quite an interesting fellow.
As are you, Doctor. Thank you very much for the good faith.
Yes. You know, I did business with your father back in the day.
Yes, that's probably enough for today. I mean, we need to leave.
Okay. I'm sure the others must be done by now anyway.
Oh, they
thank
sure
you
are.
again. Oh.
Yes, thank you for stopping by. And please. And he kind of leans towards Emmy, and he kind of just shuffles something into your paw as you're leaving out the door. Take some of this with you. It'll make your dreams feel real happy.
Oh, thank you. What is it?
It's just some of that herb you were smoking from the hookah.
Sweet.
Epic
Nice.
weed.
So yeah, you've got Felper Dragon Sand weed now.
Write that down.
Put it in the inventory. This is the campaign.
I got
version.
Rutherford weed now. I got some Dragon Sand shit.
It's you know how like there's the Gwent card. It's the Gwent card collectibles.
Yeah.
In this, it's just weed strains throughout the world. Those are like the little cards you get as you go through the campaign.
Oh my god.
All right, shall we go to a quick break before we kind of reunite with everyone?
I think that's a good idea.
Alrighty, thank you everyone for joining us for WovenRealm Episode 4, Peace, Badger Creek at Peace. We'll be right back with some more wonderful interactions between these characters where they're just getting to know each other, and it's a blast.
Bye.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy and destroy it. To succeed is to achieve everlasting glory and riches beyond imagining. To fail is to lose everything. Will you answer the call?
Fuck it.
Welcome. You find yourselves in the town tavern. Through the typical calm pierces an unfamiliar voice. It sings news of a nefarious power. A bard to herald a call to all who would answer. Seek out this villainy.
Dearest Mother Superior, I shall begin with the update I promised. We have made it into the Cathedral of Archon. We received special permission from the governor to enter. However, despite this, we entered through a small hole in the wall and got covered in mud. I shall need to get my clothing properly laundered as soon as possible. In the temple, we found a monster called a Thresh, who contained the life forces of many animal spirits. It attacked us thinking we were the guards. Oh, Mother Superior, when I dealt the killing blow, it spoke to me. While we only acted in self-defense, I mourned deeply for the creature. The animal spirits seemed to finally be at peace at least. They mentioned something called an aberration, which turned them into the Thresh. It seems the governor's daughter may have been one of its victims as well, the aberration consuming both her flesh and her memory. We next headed to the marina to inquire after Sister Tranquility's missing shipment. The goods were safely in storage, but Sister Tranquility and her protectors were nowhere to be found. I worry that misfortune has befallen them, or worse, that they have abandoned eternal trust. In the meantime, I arranged for the goods to be delivered to the tailor's shop and collected the payment. Perhaps Brother Judgment can send out a search party for Sister Tranquility. Next, we investigated the ruins of the local Order of the Weave Academy, which had been destroyed in the recent chaos storm. There, we encountered another spirit, this time of an elven woman. She said her name was Viantia Bittermoon, and that she had also been clairvoyant in her life. She told us that she had been a student at the academy and confessed to having caused the chaos storm during an experiment meant to prove the absolute truth. I apologize that I was not able to learn more. We had to make haste back to the cathedral after one of Soren's magical alarms was tripped. The aberration was in the courtyard. The creature played tricks on our minds, causing me to forget it was even there in the midst of battle. Even so, our party prevailed and recovered a chaos heart in the end. After the battle, we were approached by a Felper named Dr. Jewel Crawford. He claimed that the aberration we encountered was, in fact, something called a False Hydra. He requested that we release the Chaos Heart to him so that he may study it. We refused, of course, even when he offered to pay. The group seems very distrustful of Dr. Crawford, and I am inclined to agree with them. We have decided to remain in Badger Creek for another day or so to rest and do some research into the Chaos Heart. I shall write to you with my findings. Yours eternally, Constance.
Badger Creek and all I got was this.
All right, and we are back.
Welcome back, everyone. This is WovenRealm, episode 4, Badger Creek at Peace. And we last left, Emmy and Soren were exiting Jewel Crawford's Magic Mystique Emporium, and I was going to go through shopping stuff, but apparently most of the party turned down their payment.
Oh,
so
Constance actually would have taken it if offered directly to her.
Okay.
Oh,
So I don't know how much, like, what would the governor have, like, offered it directly to each of them, or just, like, as a group offered it?
Yeah, I mean, you could have got money. If you wanted money, you could have got money.
I mean, it depends how he asked, because she's
Okay,
not going to make
he asked
decisions
you
for the group.
individually.
Okay.
Fine.
So how
He's
many?
saying if you, the player, want money.
Yes, if AJ the player
matters.
wants money, AJ the player can have money.
Well, how much money is it?
It was 200, right?
Okay. I'm
Lucy
rich
the player
now.
wants money, but Lucy the player also knows Azara would never take his money.
Okay, that's fair.
took
I
his
am
house.
rich now.
Well, it's not his house, it's the guest house. So anyway, as you're exiting, that's when you see Emmy and Soren, that's when you see traipsing from the parish ward, Zara, Constance, and Shaw, and they look like they've been they look a bit like they've been roughed up.
I don't want any part of this, Emmy. You deal with this.
Are you okay?
Oh, everybody, it is Soren. See, we have found him. We can ask now.
Yes, praise be, I am here.
Yeah, he's just concerned.
You are very well read and learned, and we have a question. What was our question?
What you know about dragons?
Specifically ones that blow up mountains.
Well, there's an old tale that's about a great hero who slayed a dragon so mighty and strong that the dragon was unable to be moved, and a mountain of sand formed on top of it.
Read your audience. Read your audience.
Alright, Dragon Die by Hero.
No, cause, man.
There was a dragon who died.
Was it a bad dragon?
Destroy
we should be happy for the hero, yes?
I'm sorry, that's just how the story starts, Shaw.
okay.
I can't change the story.
We're seeking stories in which a mountain is destroyed, not created.
Right. Well, I think that's all I really have. I'm sorry. I know how to create mountains and move them, but I don't necessarily know how to destroy them.
I mean, nobody's saying just because the dragon blew up the mountain that it's a bad dragon. It's just sometimes things get in your way and you want to destroy
Sometimes
them.
you gotta blow up a mountain.
I totally understand. You know what, Shaw? I'm a little... My interest is piqued. I'll give you that much. Let me do a deep dive into my book tonight, into my reading, and see what I can find for you.
All right, because I had a vision of a dragon blowing up a mountain, and it sounded like it was either one big fucking flurging dragon or a bunch of dragons.
All right. Is there any other detail that I should look for in the book?
I don't know, man. I'm sorry. I don't know, man. Just imagine dragons.
Oh, okay. Well, I was talking about warriors, but anyways.
I'm ending the fucking stream. Get out of here.
That's all, folks.
That's the second stream I've done it. I'm going for a streak.
Amazing.
All right. So anyway, you meet back up, and you go through the day, and it's an uneventful day. You're kind of just resting and regaining your strength at this point, and we'll just kind of say the next day just passes by. I'll ask a few questions here to get an idea of what your characters do in their free time. So, do your characters find themselves to be spending a lot of time with each other then throughout, their free time?
Well, I don't know about the rest of these broke bitches, but I'm about to go shopping.
Look, Constance also really wants to explore the area. I mean,
Okay.
Might as well while she's there.
Yeah, that was actually one of the questions, was do you spend any time getting to know the local flavor or attractions? That was one of the questions.
Since Constance has been introduced to the concept of bacon, she has become very open with experimenting with food and trying new things.
Oh boy, Emmy
Oh, boy.
will be more than happy to help take you on a food tour.
Zara's coming too.
I think that's something everyone can sign up for, as a food tour for the 19th. Is like
We're
a
just gonna
relaxing
try all the
food
food
tour.
stalls in Badger Creek. Let's go.
Though at one of the food stalls, you stop at what food? What sounds like a fun
Do they have
food?
churros?
Do they have a cheesers?
Elephant ears.
Okay, they've got all of that because
They've got
Brewer's
all
Day is
that.
coming up, so they have all that shit.
I did not want elephant ears.
It'll run you a silver piece to try all these various foods. 1 silver piece.
For all of us or each?
For everyone. It's not expensive to get, like, a plate of deep-fried sugar.
Everybody.
Just ate dinner and I'm hungry again.
Everybody. I've got this. 2 silver.
Okay, so you just get all the food.
Thank you
Amazing.
very much, Sean. That's generous of you.
Now, if they call this a girl cheese, do they also have boy cheese?
Dear, it's grill, like a
Grill.
yes, invented by the great Randy Swiftfoot.
Now we end the stream.
Yeah. A grill is a device that cooks food, heats it up for you.
Oh. Oh.
Invented by the great Randy Swiftfoot, indeed.
Oh, that is so interesting. Thank you.
And Soren, that's when you get a tap on your shoulder, and you see the lavender elf you spent time with a few nights ago. With the blue hair, she stands before you, her glowing cyan eyes looking towards you in a way that draws you to the now familiar Violetta. Her already impressive features are brought out by the dress she wears today that looks as if it were sewn from the fabric of the night sky. Drapes over her form and floats to the ground in almost like a cloud-like manner. Long sleeves drape over her hands, hiding the scroll she carries in her left. Good day, Lord Silverthorn. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm fine. Are you headed back to Maywood? You look like you're dressed for travel, kind of.
Oh, I just like to get dressed for going out. I was thinking I really did enjoy your company the other night, and I will be here for Brewer's Day. If you wanted to hang out then, but I did mean to see you a bit sooner, but alas. She lifts up the scroll from a starry sleeve that drapes to the side, exposing her arms that are clad in gem-laden bracers. It would appear my order was rather pleased by the report you provided me on your expedition into the parish ward, and my teacher herself wanted me to give you this. She extends her arm, offering you the rolled-up scroll with a magic seal holding it closed in the shape of a tree with the branches all woven together. And if you give me like 2 seconds, I will give you your handout. Alright, you should have a handout now called Letter from the Weave. To the yet-to-be-named adventuring troop. My mage Violetta has advised me of the statement you provided to our organization for the investigation into the matter that occurred at the Glimmerdelve Academy in Badger Creek. Your report as to what you witnessed in the parish ward is invaluable to our understanding of what happened here, so we can ensure such an incident does not occur twice. You have done the Weave a great service. Violetta is my personal apprentice, so I trust her report, and from what she had to say, it appears your group is in the makings of a formidable adventuring party. As a former adventurer myself, I understand the difficulty in obtaining formal recognition from those who hold positions of authority. I believe that your group's talent and eyes for the supernatural could prove helpful to the Weave. Should you ever be in search of employ, rest assured you will be able to find work with any college of the Weave. Our order is willing to pay good coin for good work. Thank you again for the service you provided the order. Please find a token of my appreciation with this letter, signed Archmage Saren Calvor of the Weave. And attached with the letter is 500 silver pieces for your services provided to the Weave.
Okay, I'll hand it out. 100 each.
And feel free to add a +1 positive icon relationship with the Weave, everybody.
Let's go. Well, Violetta, this is very kind. You did not have to go to any... I hope you didn't stick your neck out for us, and I hope this was of her own accord.
It was of her own accord. She's, Archmage Calvor is very fond of bumbling adventure troops, shall I say. That's the most polite way she puts it. She always says she was part of one herself, so she has respect for groups like yours, and thinks that others in positions of authority like her think you're kind and of, I suppose, employed of your type of occupation should be better recognized by people in the realm.
It's much appreciated. Perhaps when we're looking for coin, we'll stop in.
And I hope that we will see each other again at that point.
Well, I mean, if you're staying tomorrow, hopefully we see each other sooner, but yes.
Yes, but you never know what the arcane winds carry with them.
Fair enough. We'll be in touch.
Yes, we will. Good day, Master Silverthorn. Hope to see you tomorrow.
I'll be here.
Gotta play that. Gotta dangle it. Gotta leave them guessing. So that is that. Is there anything else anyone wants to do specifically before the festival? Because it's just gonna be it's just a giant bar crawl. Brewer's Day is just a giant bar crawl.
I don't think so.
Oh, go ahead.
I haven't. No, I'm just gonna say I don't think I have anything specific in mind.
So with that letter, we just got an additional 100 silver. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah, per
Yes.
person.
This is
per person? Shit.
this is more money than Shaw has ever seen in his life that he has right now. So he's going shopping.
Shopping spree.
I'd like to find a bookstore, please.
The bookstore.
Ooh, I want to go to the bookstore too.
Did I actually, of all the things I made in Badger Creek, did I make
Not
a
put a
bookstore?
bookstore.
You know what? I did. I sure did. And it's actually in the main area instead of like in the market area. It's actually connected to one of like these tall buildings that connects into the walkways, the elevated walkways.
Yeah, I'm going directly to the armory. Whoever's selling weapons and armors, that's where I'm going.
Okay, I have just
And
those
books.
places too. Books and weapons. All right, there is
I'll accompany Shaw.
fair.
Oh yeah.
All right, so there is the Copperhorn Tannery, where you can buy like leather armor and other leather implements. And just one moment, please. I have a lot of places here. There's the Heartfire Forge. That would be the equivalent of a blacksmith.
That sounds good. Yeah, let's do that.
All right, and then hold on. I'm trying to find my library, or not my library, my bookstore. Ah, yes. The Dusty Shelf Bookstore. It's like a bookshop more.
Even better. Rustic.
It's very rustic. It's got that got that same small town charm as Badger Creek does. You know, nice little lanterns on the outside of the store. There's a wreath on the door. But first, you hear the sound of metal hitting metal in a rhythmic fashion as you approach the Heartfire Forge. It's quite warm in there as the forge is running very hot, and a spirit-born woman, looks like she kind of takes on the element of fire herself, kind of leans against like the door frame. And welcome to the Heartfire Forge. I am Achroma, the blacksmith. What can I do you for?
Hey, now there. Hey, I've recently come upon some coin. And
Okay.
as you can see here, most of my armor is all sorts of mismatched, and I was wondering if I might inquire as to how much it would cost one to procure a new set of armor, ma'am.
And what kind of armor are you looking for, good sir?
Big as fuck, like the one that I'm wearing currently.
So you want plate mail then?
Yes, ma'am. It helps protect my soft bits.
Tell you what, she kind of looks you up and down. You could really use a new set of plate mail. And aren't you're the ones who helped out with you? And she points at Emmy. You're the one that slayed that beast, right?
Well, I mean, we all helped to stop it. Yes.
I'll tell you what. I will make you a nice set of plate mail ready tomorrow, for half the usual rate of 25 silver pieces.
Well, heck, yeah, that's yes, ma'am. I mean, yes.
That is very generous.
Well, you did our town a great service, after all.
I mean, it wasn't nothing, you know. I mean, really, Emmy did most of the work. I forgot the darn thing was even there half the
I
time.
don't know about that.
I mean, I looked away for a second. I'm like, I'm about to go home. I don't even know what I'm doing here. And I turned around. I'm like, oh, I'm in a fight. It's the weirdest thing in the world, I'll tell you what.
And the blacksmith shifts over, kind of tossing the hammer, that hammer into the other hand. And how about for you, Felper? I'm not exactly well versed in Felper smithing techniques, but I can make something that you could work with.
Perhaps. I mean, I have these right here, and I'll sort of just like gesture to my glaive that I'm definitely still using more as a walking stick than an actual weapon. But Emil will be like, I don't know if perhaps you have something that might be more useful for when I am further away that maybe I could throw easily, or I don't imagine you would have anything, for my forearms. That's probably not so much your business here, yes?
Well, I could, well, if you want something like in terms of bracers, my friend over at the tannery, he could set you up with something real good. But in terms of, you want a new staff, is that it? You want a new glaive?
That would be most helpful, actually. Yes, this one I sort of, found, so to speak. Emmy took it off a bunch of bandits that they and Shaw fucked up. Before we met the party. So it's like not a good glaive at all. It's
So do you want it to be spade like this one? Like, what do you want specifically from your glaive?
I'm actually pretty flexible with it. The length and lightweight is the biggest thing for me.
Perhaps wood's not the material to make the shaft from, then.
Sure, I certainly bow to your expertise.
No, there's some interesting metal options we have to work with that we could use to make this a lighter weight, but yet sturdy. I've heard of steam priest materials that could be used in this fashion. I've acquired some recently, and I'm willing to part with a glaive made from that material for 20 silver pieces for you.
That is very generous, because I also imagine with Emmy's general, trade knowledge, they know that that's a really good fucking deal, right?
Yeah, especially if you're getting a rare synthesized ritual synth by ritual synth by the steam priests, because steam priests don't build things, they ritually synthesize them.
That's absurd, and I love it.
So, and to have a glaive made from that, you would understand from your traveling and your trade craft that one, it will be lightweight, which will be great for your
needs.
For your accessibility needs, and it'll still remain sturdy, much like wood, but it's more of like it's like almost like a carbon fiber type thing.
Oh, that's badass. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Because steam priests can make that. They just synthesize it out of aether and metal.
I love it. Yeah, I'll go with that.
And Shaw's just kind of like, go nuts. We got all sorts of silver.
Now, if you do go to my friend Copperhorn, in terms of braces, that might run you a bit more, because his work is hard work, and it's good work.
Okay, I believe that. That is very good to know then. I do very much need a better weapon, I think, so I would love to take you up on a new glaive.
I will begin constructing. Any idea what you want for the head of the glaive? Do you want it spade like this one? Or do you want something more sleek and finesse?
Oh, that sounds very pretty. Yeah, sure.
I think I have a good design in mind. I think you'll like it.
I cannot wait. Thank you so much.
Of course. You've done, as I said, you've done Badger Creek a great service, and the governor insists that we treat you as most honored guests.
That is very, very kind. Everyone here is so nice.
I will have your weapon and your armor ready tomorrow. I might need some help from some of my assistants, but they will be ready.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And he gets ready to leave. Then he goes, "Hey, you got any throwing stuff? Weapons you can throw and kill a man from 15, 20 feet away?"
Reaches behind the counter and just slams a bunch of throwing axes on the counter. I'll let these go for 5 silver. I've been trying to unload them. Don't get a lot of dwarves around here.
The 5 silver on the takes it. Alright.
So, yeah, you've got like 5 throwing axes now.
Oh, yeah. Alright, that's all you wanted.
Alright, so we go to the Dusty Shelf Bookshop. And there's this just big bearded, this old halfling who just sits in this large chair that goes way over the head with the padding. And it's on these like big wheels. It's a big old wheelie chair. It's all fancy. And he's just like got these big spectacles on. This halfling might as well be ancient. And he's just, oh, hello, welcome to the Dusty Bookshelf. What can I get you?
Hello. I'm looking for books on perhaps the goddess Phyla and dragons.
Dragons? Well, I just sold my last copy of the Draconomicon, so you'll be SOL on that one, I'm sorry, but in terms of books on Phyla, kind of just pushes the chair over to one of the shelves, and he pulls out this it's a rather beat up leather bound green book, and the spine of the book kind of depicts the goddess Phyla kind of like in this just position where her arms are like holding up the top of the book and she's kind of standing straight up there. And well, this is an old book on fire, but I think this one will do. And he blows off a big cloud of dust from the book. It's not in common.
Thank you. What language is it in?
It's in Elven.
Good news!
So it's kind of like an Elven perspective on the goddess Phyla, considering the elves have their whole own pantheon of gods that they worship, which interestingly does feature some of the gods of the land.
I would very much like to take that. How much?
Let's see, the condition's a bit rough, so I'll take some coins off it, but it's quite a rare piece in the original Elven tongue at that. 15 silver pieces seems like a fair price to my calculation.
Done.
Alright, enjoy your book.
Thank you. Do you have a fiction section?
Alright, over there, and if you just careful, don't go downstairs, that's where the dirty ones are.
No,
Soren goes downstairs.
Amazing.
Go browse the fiction section.
Alright, and
I'm gonna come up in like a minute and just sit down in like the rocking chair next to the old guy. Be like, alright, old timer, tell me your favorite story. You must have a few working here.
Oh, what kind of story are you looking for?
The upstairs ones, please.
Oh, we're not daring today, are we? Well, depends. I used to travel back in my day. I wore an onion on my belt, as was the style at the time.
Of course.
And I journeyed to Speldoom. This was not very long ago, see. Now, the locals had finally been freed from the Red Dragon tyrant that ruled the realm, and, well, unbeknownst to them, it led to Covithian conquest, and that's why I was there. But the way they talked about the man who slayed that tyrant... Oh, I've never heard such a story about someone whose name was never remembered. No one remembers his name, but they all remember the deed he did. And I always thought that struck me, as a man who has read many a books, on many a tales, on many a dragon's slayers. The name's always the first thing on the page. It's the title of the book, but not this one.
What did they call him then?
The Slayer.
Interesting.
Yeah, well, if you ever find yourself in Speldoom, I do highly recommend it. It's, asking the locals about it. They're the ones who know the stories very well. They're the ones who experienced it firsthand, saw the mountain themselves the day the Red Dragon tyrant died. There were no survivors.
So you're saying the dragon blew up the mountain, essentially?
Well, it's a volcanic mountain. What do you expect? And it wasn't the dragon, they say. They say the Slayer's fury was so strong that the elementals that live deep within the volcano itself rose with the Slayer's fury to slay the Red Dragon Tyrant.
That's a good story, old timer. Thank you for bending my ear for a while.
Oh, yes, of course. Now, are you looking for a book, or are you just trying to pry good stories out of an old man so you can claim them for yourself?
Oh no, I was actually more curious that my traveling compatriot is interested in fiction. That's quite comical if you know her, but...
Oh, well... It's fiction, lore, folklore, it all just kind of blends together. Most of them are just stories about the gods anyway.
Right. Well, I would like to buy this one, and I'll take one of the downstairs books out of my pocket.
Oh, that one is from the bargain bin. 1 silver piece.
You got it.
Quick, I need a trashy romance type. Like, I need a trashy...
The winds through my willows.
There we go. The winds through my willows.
Wait, let me pull up Eglantine's old book list.
Yes.
It's by the Penrose.
All right. So, Izara, you are able to find the book you are looking for on those legends. That one will be parted with for 5 silver pieces.
Thank you.
Constance, are you at the bookstore too?
Yes, I followed Soren.
Do you want a book?
Oh no.
Did you go downstairs with Soren?
Yes.
Oh,
This whole
no.
scene just
I, like,
changed, y'all.
It's so much different.
It's like
no.
it's like you stop into Spencer's with your 12-year-old cousin and you're like, don't go to the back, and then your like 12-year-old cousin's like, well, what's in the back? And so they go to the back of Spencer's. They're like, what the fuck?
Constance, as we're going down the stairs, perhaps it would be better if you stayed and stood guard or something.
Oh, what is this odd-shaped thing?
Oh,
And why is
it's not
it
that kind of bookstore, Jesus.
We need to go, Constance. We need to leave now.
It's not that kind of bookstore.
You never know.
Oh,
Look,
wait.
it's because we watched that Damn Bob's Burgers episode where Linda helps her friend sell sex toys for the MLM.
Good episode.
It's a great episode, indeed. Anyway,
Constance
so...
just grabs a random book off the shelf and like flips through it. It's like,
Oh, Crises of Lust. Oh, that's a good one. Ugh. Alrighty then.
Soren, I do not know what many of these words mean.
Let's keep it that way, dear. I think that's probably best.
I thought I was quite literate.
I'm sure you are, but how do I put this? You know how there's like a whole tongue for like thieves and things like thieves and no goods, you know, kind of.
Oh, it is a dialect. I understand now.
Yes, it is a very specific dialect, which unfortunately I do speak. So if you ever need translation, I could probably help you, but I don't really want to.
Okay.
All right, great. Let's go check out Azara's book needs.
So you finish up your shopping in the bookstore, and we'll say that's a rather successful day of market shopping, and we'll go right into Brewer's Day the next day. So Brewer's Day, let's get a quick informational on Brewer's Day, because this is the campaign to do it. Let me find it. There it is. Ishkama the 20th is known throughout the land as Brewer's Day, a holiday devoted to the tradition of tavern and innkeeping. It is a day for locals to celebrate their favorite watering hole and for travelers to express their appreciation for the underappreciated service that inns and taverns provide. Brewer's Day activities do not occur until the evening usually, so the party could spend the day however they see fit. After resting for 2 days, provided you didn't encounter any trouble, you can just have fun now. Or you could leave town if you want and get a head start on getting back to Madame Curio. Brewers Day is not an all-out festival, considering there's both Everencia Feast about a week after, and then the Dance of Autumn in the same week. This is like the world's like party week, because Harvest Fest.
It's Oktoberfest of WovenRealm.
Goddamn right. Brewers Day is usually an excuse for taverns and inns to go all out on entertainment and drinks while providing folk with a fun festival based around essentially bar crawling. Brewers and vintners will use Brewers Day as an occasion to unveil new drinks, often. Although drinks are the major attraction on Brewers Day, taverns often provide entertainment such as music, performers, other games, and some taverns may even feature some pit fighting depending on the kind of town you're in. Don't forget about the Risker's keg rolling race tradition that takes place in every Brewers Day festival.
Amazing. That's amazing.
Love it.
So I don't really have any, like, it's just a giant bar crawl. I don't know if you want to role play your characters going on a giant bar crawl.
Zara is not.
Zara is not going on a giant bar crawl.
Constance will try to tag along, but all of the juice tastes funny, and
Oh no.
she's not a fan, so she, like, pretends to drink it, and then when people aren't looking, she, like, spits it out.
Aww.
Soren, you are accompanied by Violetta. She does.
I did want to say one more thing before she takes her leave.
That's fine, because she'll be spending her evening with you.
Okay.
She is wearing the same dress she was wearing the day before, the starry evening dress, because and it does seem to like swirl and move almost as she moves in it. Shaw, I'm guessing you're going bar crawling, right?
Yeah, he's probably just gonna find the person that talks the most smack about drinking and try and outdrink them.
And for you, it'll probably be very
Yeah.
like you just see Shaw just outdrink, just glug 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 glug, and just like outdrinking even the stoutest and sturdiest of.
I mean, he's belching fire at this point.
Yeah. It's like an oil well at that point, just.
Constance is, like, watching and clapping enthusiastically at the neat trick.
And don't worry, there's abundant snacks at Brewers Day too, because they know like you gotta have beer nuts, but right, you gotta have
Drunk
like.
people will buy snacks. So.
It's true. So there's all kinds of just deep fried food to go around.
Oh yeah, Amy's having a great time.
Oh yeah, you get some halfling vegetable tempura. It's a good time.
Just kidding, Azara is participating in Brewers Day. Only the food.
Only
Yeah, that's
for the
fine.
snacks.
That's
We
fine.
got
That-
her.
We got her.
because remember, Brewers
Fun
Day
allowed.
isn't specifically about the drinking necessarily. It's more about just like expressing our appreciation for tavern owners. Because let's face it, every adventure starts in when they deserve a damn holiday.
So we make them work overtime for it.
Yeah.
Look, that's when you own the joint and you make other people.
I know,
do
it's true. That's when you make all of your employees get holiday pay. It's true.
It's true. I mean, and the taverns make a killing on this, so they love
I believe it. Yeah.
It's like their like big festival to unveil like their new ales they've been working on and stuff.
I like it. It's good R&D opportunities.
Right. So Soren, you wanted to say one more thing to Violetta.
Yeah, as the night's kind of like in full effect, we'll get a table somewhere kind of off to the side like we did the first day.
Yeah, and you can have like the little like lights on, like the little lantern lights on the strings above and all that. It can be fun and pretty and cute.
Yeah. I'll say, have you ever heard the story of the rooster and the owl?
Yes, why, sir?
Well, I just find it funny. The rooster and the owl, lonely, but interested in the same things, and it's not till their barn burns down and they meet somewhere else do they actually connect and become friends.
Are you saying that you're gonna burn down a barn for me, Mr. Silverthorn?
I'm saying
I appreciate the gesture.
I'm saying I won't be back in Maywood anytime soon, but I do enjoy this bond we have created.
Oh, well, don't worry. I probably, if I go back to Maywood, I don't find myself spending too much time there. I basically, grew up there, spent most of my life there. I don't mind the traveling, really.
Alright, well, I have enjoyed our time together. I think I think that we can be important allies for each other, but perhaps we can be friends along the way as well.
I would like that much, Mr. Silverthorn. I have enjoyed our time here in your company. It's definitely made the journey to Badger Creek much more bearable than it was going to be originally.
Well, I appreciate that. I've been called bearable by a few.
No, the town, not you, sir.
I know.
Though, if you know, I think my path is leading me either to Shiverdelve or Ren's Run next. So, if you find yourself in either of those towns, maybe look me up.
I'll do that. I have a gut feeling we'll be making our way to a lot of different towns with our quests, so...
Yes, and, be careful out there, Soren. I do want to see you again.
Yes, I do too.
Well, I'm not the one going off chasing dangerous memory erasing monsters.
Hopefully they're not all memory erasing, and honestly, as vivid a memory as you are, I don't think it could be erased.
Oh, you're too kind, sir. You know, I do have ways of reaching those. So when you practice the arcane arts, you have ways of reaching those that don't require the wires the steam priests love to preach so wonderfully about.
Yes, well, keep in touch. I don't have that, so...
She slides across the table a small blue stone.
Nice. I take it.
Call me if you need me.
I will do so, and hopefully I'll be working with the Weave sometime soon.
Well, Saren is definitely hoping you are, because she certainly was impressed. I wasn't kidding about that.
Would like to meet her. Alright, well, I have one other person to say hi to today, but I'll probably catch up with you later.
Yeah, we'll meet again. I'm sure of it.
Alright, have a good night. And I'm gonna take one of my rings and twist it real quick, and a red rose comes out, and I'm just gonna give it to her.
Ooh. She is flattered by the gesture, and she will actually go for a kiss if you are into that, Mr. Silverthorn.
Yeah, I think I reciprocate at this point.
Alright, who sees this? Who in the party sees them smooch? I want Shaw to see it.
Too many people in this town.
Alright, Shaw and Azara. The other two, you're kind of... Emmy and Constance are probably really enjoying food.
I'm eating something. Yeah.
You got frog legs at this point. Like, it's... Because Constance is getting experimental. You got frog legs, a little escargot going on. Azara, Shaw, you see... Soren, is it like a long kiss, a short kiss? Like, what are we talking here?
What are we talking? I'd say probably long. It's probably like a goodbye thing, you know?
Okay. Shaw, Azara, you do see this very affectionate goodbye kiss between Soren and said lovely elf, who is also a 10.
Shaw just finishes belching fire up into the sky and goes, "Yeah! That's my boy right there! Look at him in there! I'm so proud of him! Get in there, boy!"
And that's, like this really just drunken patron just leans up on you, Shaw. Oh, it's always great when Shaw finds love, am I right, mate?
I just love him. I just tell you what, when I see people in love, it just makes me feel all sorts of butterflies in my stomach. It feels so good. Get in there, boy.
Right, mate. When I see people fall in love, it makes me want to just drink more. And, mate, you want to drink more? Because I'm buying.
Well, shoot, if you buy it, then what am I gonna do? Say no to you? You get in here. He like gives him like an over enthusiastic like shoulder, and
mate,
he's just like cheersing in the direction.
What's your name, mate? What's your name? I got another name with the man buy a drink for.
Shoot, they call me Shaw, or at least that's what I think my name is.
That's your name of a tough son bitch, I tell you. The name's Quarrel, mate. Pleasure make your acquaintance.
Your name's Quarrel? Shoot, that's a sentiment for fight. If that ain't a tough name, I don't know what it is.
Alright, mate. Tell you what, sure, I could drink you under the table like none other. All drinks on me.
Oh man, I hate to kick the ass of a new friend, but here we go.
This is how we make friends, mate. And he just knocks it back with you. It's alright. Yeah. You are now left alone to,
Are we inside?
You can get inside if you want.
I'm just gonna separate from the crowd a little bit. Get some air.
Okay. And?
Reflect.
Alright, that's fine. Actually, hold on. Page up, page up, page up. Where'd that go? Did I not put that in there? Hold on, sorry.
If it's okay with you, Lucy, I would like Constance to notice that Azara is missing.
Sure.
And like try to come look for Azara and see if she can find her anywhere. You like stepped outside, right?
Yeah, she hasn't gone very far. Just wanted a little bit of quiet.
So Constance pokes her head out the front. And, oh, there! You had disappeared. Are you okay?
I'm fine. Just needed breathing air.
Oh, yes, it is quite stuffy in there, I understand. What with all of that, smoke that people are blowing and, the fire that Shaw is making.
It's very loud. Not used to it being so loud.
Do you not have you never had a party or been to a party?
I mean, we had celebrations, I suppose, are festivals and things, sometimes for birthdays and such, but not like this.
Oh, what were they like?
Lovely, really, but there was less alcohol involved, generally speaking. I mean, It's not like nobody at the Abbey drank. Excess was less prevalent.
Yes, I understand that feeling. Where I come from, we do our best to not be greedy and make sure that there's enough to go around. And we do not have we usually don't have more than we need because of that. So I understand the feeling of not having an abundance. But we still celebrated, and I believe that is what people are doing now, is just celebrating and having a good time.
Yes, that does seem to be what today is about.
And I normally would not partake in many of these things. To be honest, I do not understand the appeal of this alcohol. It just tastes like some juice is expired and has started to go bad.
It's unpleasant.
It is rather unpleasant. So I do not understand why everybody enjoys it so much. But the food is quite good. I have never had, I believe it was called a ball of meat. And I thought it was just such a very efficient way to eat some protein. And I will have to tell everybody home about it.
I don't typically partake in meat, but the vegetable fritters from the halflings were lovely.
Oh, I believe I had those. I have eaten so many different new things today.
I must admit, it is nice to try new things, see a little more of the world.
Yes, it is very exciting to be here and out in the world, but I am extremely homesick.
I understand that. I haven't left home for more than a decade now.
I don't think I have. I might have accompanied somebody or a few merchants on some trips to deliver and sell some fabric, but I was typically not out for more than a day, and we always came right back, so I don't... Yeah, this is all very strange and new to me.
This isn't actually my first Brewer's Day festival. They used to have them in the village where I grew up.
Oh, really?
Yes, but It's been a long time.
Were the celebrations similar?
They were. My hometown was smaller than Badger Creek, but we had a few inns.
Oh, wow, that actually sounds quite large then.
I suppose by some standards.
Well, if you would like, I can stay out here and keep you company. It is dark out and there are very rowdy people.
I'll go back inside.
Are you sure?
Yes, I just need a moment.
Well, if you would like, you can stay by myself and Emmy. We are enjoying much of the food.
I think I'll take you up on
And then we'll go back in.
Alright, so Emmy, while you're sitting there and just by yourself, that's when two familiar figures sit down at the table with you. One a very large man in gleaming silver argent armor, holding a large mug of beer, and the other, the familiar black furred Felper, with the deep blue eyes. She's got her hood up, she's sipping from a goblet of wine. Oh, don't fudge it is.
Oh, hello. I did not think you were going to be around town for the festival. It's so good to see you again.
It is good to see you too. Yeah, we didn't think we'd be by either, but I suppose, here we are.
Well, I am very glad to see you both. How goes your hunt?
It goes quite well. Yeah, we think we're on the trail of some werewolves now. Just had to do a little asking.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. Well, I am sure that you will get everything that you need.
Yes, well, I sure hope we do. And what about you? I heard you've been up to quite the activity, adventures, I suppose is the word.
Well, I suppose so. It has been quite a week or so now. Yes, we were able to help the town out a bit, it seems, with some of their missing people problems, so I'm just glad it was able to work out so well.
Well, I just wanted to let you know that both, not just myself, but Oriander and I both look highly upon what you've done, and, and it's people like you that we want to associate with while we're away from the Silver Mist.
Oh, well, my goodness, that is very kind of you, both to say. I really appreciate that. It is nice to make some new friends, while on the road, too.
Yes. So, if you do find yourself in Shiverdelve, that's where we're going to be heading. That's where the werewolves are here. I guess they've got a bit of a lycanthrope problem down there.
Oh, my goodness. Is it a terrible one, I suppose, if they are calling in for help?
I suppose so. Black coats are quite expensive, and Silverblade nomads do this for free, so...
Well then, I am sure with, you two on the trail, these lycanthropes will not bother the people of the town for long.
Well, thank you. Oriander surely has no problem cutting them up. It's just finding the right ones. Just... Lycus is a deceptive one.
That is what I hear a little bit. I am not very familiar. That is, not really my purview.
Yeah, well, you should be aware of the Dreadlords. They did, after all, walk these lands at some point. Their influence is still felt and seen and observed throughout the world.
Oh, I am sure. I mean, I know the basics for sure, but,
Yes.
My caravan was far more focused on making sure we knew all about the Shasta over any others, so...
You feel a heavy hand over your shoulder. Come on, Sapphire. Give them an easier time. Come on. They're not gonna understand all of the shit. I mean, that's what we do. We deal with what they left behind. Sorry, Sapphire's a bit zealous when it comes to our purpose.
Oh, no, there is nothing to be sorry for at all. It is good to know where you are going.
Yes, and where's that for you now?
I don't really know too much, I suppose. I think my companions have some business back in Travenza again, but I'm mostly looking for some old family, I suppose you could say.
Oh, well, I wish you the best of luck in your journey, then. Tracking down family can be difficult.
It has not been easy, and unfortunately I seem to have only come across trouble in my search, but if you ever meet a Felper who kind of looks like me but much shorter fur and yellow eyes named Belle, I'm looking for her.
We'll be sure to let you know. And Oriander and I can put a word out to Father about keeping an eye out in the Silver Mist.
Would be most appreciated.
Yes, if your sibling is lost in the Silver Mist, it's better that they're found by the nomads than the creatures that lurk within.
Oh, surely. I mean, Belle can take care of herself for the most part, but she's my youngest one, and I'm just worried while she is gone.
Yeah, no, it's understandable, and that's why Oriander didn't let me leave on my own to do this hunt. He insisted on coming with to make sure that I was kept safe, as that's what we do in our caravans.
Well, that is wonderful to have family who will stand by you no matter what. Emmy has mostly been eating, but they've definitely had some drinks too. So, I think sort of just as we're talking, they're kind of like, "Oh man, family."
And
you hear
Oriander,
that tone start to.
And when Azara and Constance get back, Oriander kind of stands up to go hang out with them, and Sapphire's just family doesn't necessarily have to be other Felper. I mean, look at Oriander. Points towards Oriander, who's a very large human.
That is true. Even my own caravan is not fully Felper, but it is hard to be away from everything I have been used to like this.
Yeah. I understand. Have you seen, what's his name? The doctor. He's in exile like you. Have you talked to him?
Oh, Dr. Crawford, yes. He was very kind, actually. To be honest, he is the first time I have met another exile like myself, so it was good to get to talk.
Yeah, and he's so successful, too. A doctor? In terms of, exile, I'd say, there's good hope for you, dear friend.
I appreciate that, Sapphire. I'm not really sure, what the future will be like for me, but if I can find my sister and if these new friends will let me hang out with them a little more, then I think I will be able to be okay, yes.
Yes, and your friends, looks towards Oriander, who's entertaining Azara and Constance, and now Shaw's also joined them, and they're just swinging their swords in this bar because they're being drunk and silly. Yes, it's, I think you'll be okay. Oriander said he really likes your friends. They were a bit much for me, but Oriander said, he originally comes from a group of people similar to Constance, very religious, so he kind of understands, and told me maybe to reserve my judgment, and I'm glad that we're talking again.
I'm glad for that, too. I know that Constance is unique in her own way, but she has probably the biggest heart I think I have ever met, and I think you will like her. Given a bit of time.
Yes, well, speaking of siblings, I probably should go scoop up my brother before he hurts something.
Yeah, I should probably go talk to Shaw. Shaw!
Oriander, get over here!
Look behind you!
Do the thing where you fire again.
Okay.
Roll!
And there's people doing keg races, so they're running on rolling kegs through the bar. It's the Risker keg races. Anyone can participate if they so desire.
Wait, so this is keg racing on top of a keg,
Yeah, you're like Donkey Kong running on it.
Oh yeah, Emmy's gonna do the fuck out of that.
That's not even fair. Shaw was going to, but then he saw Emmy. He was like,
Constance wants to try regardless. She has a feeling it will not go well, but she wants to try regardless.
The thing is, the crowd does cheer and whoops when Emmy does it impressively, but they are so much more entertained when it's just someone just eating shit right away. because like some people keep trying and trying till they get better. It's like one of those things where it's like, oh, if you just keep. It's a lot of fun for locals and stuff. So they really like. It's one of those things where they really like lean into the idea like, oh, it's okay to fail. This is fun. We're just having drunk fun. Who cares?
I appreciate that.
You know, Brewer's Day obviously was started by halflings somewhere.
Obviously.
When
So, you know,
everyone's keg racing, I'd like to talk to Azara if she's still here and has not fled yet.
She's fretting over Constance. She's like, you're gonna break an elbow.
I'm just gonna.
Okay. I will be all right.
Just
She will not
careful.
be all right.
I'm just gonna sit down next to Azara, finally rejoining the party after days of not being with the party. I'd be like, Azara, I just wanted to tell you that I really respected your decision making the other day when we were trying to save Isabel. You were prompt and to the point, and you helped people that you did not know, which is a trait I do not possess. So I just wanted to let you know that I deeply respect that.
Well, thank you. Is there anything to do?
Yes, I'm hoping maybe the more time I spend with you, maybe some of that will rub off on me. It seems that up until this point, I've been pretty motivated with the right thing to do for me.
It's easy to be selfish.
Yes, and how did you, if you don't mind me prying, how did you get to the point where you weren't?
I suppose there were a few factors. My father is very selfish. And I don't want to be like him.
Another thing I respect, I don't want to be just like my father either. While he has some qualities that I admire, I don't want all of them.
My father was a very kind man, and he always taught me to be kind.
Yes, what I learned in my own complicated relationship with my father is to take the good and leave out the bad, and I know it's not always that cut and dry, but, you know, maybe forgive his selfishness in turn because he taught you to be kind. My father is also very selfish, but in different ways.
I'm not sure I can forgive my father for his selfishness.
Fair enough, it'll take time. I'm sorry to pry, and I don't mean to make you sad on Brewer's Day. I just wanted to tell you I respected you overall.
It's alright. Thank you.
Yes, and know that if you ever do want to open up, again, I'm not prying, just letting you know that I'm pretty good at listening. I like to talk, but I also can listen, so.
Not to bring the mood down further, but I'm afraid my father is dead.
I'm sorry to hear that. I suspected that might be the case in the way you talked about him, but if you'd ever like to talk, I'm sure we'll have plenty of time traveling the open roads together, and I promise not to make a story out of anything you tell me, so.
I appreciate that. And Soren, that book you have, I assume you know it quite well.
You could, inside and out.
I grew up on stories of heroes about brave people doing the right thing just because it was right.
Mm-hmm.
That's who I want to be.
I think you're already there, Azara. I think that you have room to grow like everyone in the world does, but you did that the past, well, not the past 2 days, because we've been having a ton of fun, but before that, you did that.
Well, thank you.
Yes. Now, try to have some fun, alright? I know it's hard, but... And I'll leave, like, my wine flask on the table on accident.
I'll do my best.
Alright.
I don't really like to drink. It doesn't mix well with the Clairvoyants. I tried it once.
Well, for me, I'll just pick up the flask, like kick over the table, or not the table, the chair, and just kind of walk off and go barrel racing. Who wants to see Soren do a barrel race?
Please be careful.
I won't.
So you do your barrel races, you finish your drinking, and Shaw, you did drink Carl under the table for the record, in case you were wondering. It was close, but
I wasn't wondering. Motherfucking chance.
But Carl did become your best friend by the end of the night, according to Carl. You're not sure if he'll remember being your best friend in the morning, but
he's good people. He seemed like he had a lonely soul and needed somebody to be around.
every version of Carl does. Every version of Carl does. So anyway, you go through the rest of your night and the Brewer's Day, and that's when you will wake up on the next day, the 21st of Ishkama. You're well rested now. You feel fully recuperated after, 2 straight days of almost dying. So we're doing great. Now, Soren, you said you wanted to stop by the governor real quick on the way out?
Yeah, but that can wait if people want to do other stuff. I feel like I was talking a lot.
I don't really have anything.
Alright, I'll be quick then.
Yeah.
No worries. I mean, after this, it's just fucking off on up the model village and leaving town, so... Oh, and picking up your items, but you can do that in the morning, and that's fine without a hitch. And they are awesome, and they're very well crafted.
Goddamn right they are.
And you notice,
Glaze!
and you'll notice the blade of the glaive, kind of etched into it, is cats, kind of in various positions, kind of dancing around a moon.
Oh, neat.
All right, Soren, we take you to the governor's manor.
Yep, I'm just gonna knock, do the normal process. Yeah, Soren, blah blah blah, adventuring party to be named. Okay, alright, yes, it's me. And I'll just kind of bust into his study.
Yeah, he doesn't mind. You're his best friend right now.
Love that. Love that for us. I hope after this conversation I am also. And I'll sit down next to him and offer him another cigar that I didn't give him the other night because I withheld one. He
will take said cigar. And so, what brings you back to? I take it you're going to be heading out soon.
Yes, sir, we are. I will save you the pity. I will save you from bestowing more pity upon you, but no, I feel it. I'm sure you're pitying yourself enough, but I did want to... Something's been rubbing me the wrong way about this whole situation.
Okay, feel free to ask.
So, if we had not come in to the city, the Iron Order was the ones in charge of finding out what was going wrong, correct?
Correct, yes.
And did you hire them, or did Maywood send them to you as an ally? Or...
Well, to be quite honest, here in Badger Creek, we don't have the money to hire blackcoats. And I beseeched the Queen. I thought she was an old friend, the Queen. I was a very good ambassador to her, you know this.
Yes.
I beseeched her for coin to pay for blackcoats to investigate, as the manuals suggest after a chaos storm, and unfortunately, I guess my requests just never reached Her Highness.
I've actually met her. I don't know if you know that, but I told her a few stories back in the day.
Oh, yes, I think I remember her mentioning you. I was away in Kovith at the time.
Oh, yes. Governor, between you and I, because I care so much about you and your family and your town, after spending a little bit more time here, I can see it's a beautiful place, but... I feel she's soured, Governor. And I hope that, for some reason, her corruption has not spread here.
His brow furrows. What makes you suggest that the Queen is corrupt?
Well, I lived there for 20-some-odd years, right?
And I've known her for a good portion of my life. I've been employed by the woman.
Fair enough. I've seen the way she treats citizens of her town firsthand, and it's not always the prettiest.
Soren, and he kind of gets up and takes you towards the window, opens up the window where you can see into town. You see, when you're in charge, you've heard the saying, heavy is the head that lie the crown.
Of course.
It's true. You see all this? I'm responsible for just this. A town. Imagine being responsible for the land that is smack dab between both High God and Imperial Kovith. And Imperial Kovith is threatening every day to literally swallow all of Albion. So the Queen has to make the difficult decisions. And some of those difficult decisions the citizens may feel. I, like you, had reservations about it, but I came to understand that the well-being of Maywood sometimes comes at a cost. Our freedom comes at a cost, Mr. Silverthorn. That's why I reserve judgment for Her Highness.
I definitely understand that, and I feel honored to have your perspective on it, Governor. I hadn't considered all of that.
And that's why I'm sharing it with you.
And I will say, there are other groups and individuals who want Maywood's best. And you might have better allies than someone who won't even give you the funding to help a black coat.
And what organization are we
Hire a
discussing?
black coat, rather.
And what organization would that be?
Just think on it, and I'll give him my equivalency of a business card.
So, I like you, but I don't picture you as a Knight of the Radiant Heart. The Knights of the Radiant Heart are like a charitable paladin organization.
Maybe someday, Governor, and I'll pat him on the shoulder, give him the old handshake business card exchange.
Oh, of course.
And be like, consider it.
All right, and you remember, there's always a place for you here in Badger Creek. And if I need any work that maybe I can't afford, I'll look you and your group up.
Much cheaper than black coats, I can tell you that, and more discreet.
And apparently very effective. Words traveled around.
Oh, that group, right, yes, sorry. And I'll just take my leave.
So, with that, you can begin preparing for your journey back to Trevenza. Is that where we want to go?
Oh, so, yeah.
It is.
All right. So, you have two options to get to Badger Creek. There is traveling by foot. It'll take 2 to 3 days. And it'll only cost you 5 silver pieces of supplies altogether. Or you can travel by ferry, which is 1 day's travel, 10 silver pieces per head. But you don't have to worry about food or anything.
I vote we take the ferry again.
Sure.
I'm
I
down
mean,
with
it's
the
fine
ferry.
with whatever.
Yep.
I have more money now, so.
All right, 10 silver pieces to do the ferry. Just let me get I gotta get my wondrous calendar open here.
10 total or 10 each?
10 ahead for the ferry.
10 ahead, right.
All right, so then you will be arriving in Trevenza on the 22nd.
I will also say goodbye to Allison. We don't have to roleplay it.
That's fine. Yeah, mental noting. You say goodbye to Alice and all your other friends here, and you can say goodbye to anyone you wish to say goodbye to in Badger Creek. So, your journey from Badger Creek to Trevenza is relatively quiet. As the world enters the last 2 weeks of summer, you notice the days are beginning to grow shorter than they were for the previous months. The morning is cooler until the warm radiance of the sun is bathing the land. The odd leaf on the trees may be tinged with hues of yellow, orange, or red, as these trees begin to prepare to shed their summer regalia. So, I'm just, while traveling, do y'all just find yourselves being chatty amongst yourselves? Like, not in a way that would necessarily spark a role-playing scene, but, like, do you make small talk with each other the past time?
Probably.
I would think so, yeah.
Yeah. Shaw's definitely bragging on his new armor.
I love
Okay.
it. Emmy is knitting, and as Zara might notice, she's working on something purple.
That was going to be another question, is how do your characters pass time while traveling? Like, what do you do?
Azara is going to be reading the books that she got, and then when she got on Philo, she's going to be, like, taking notes to ask Constance about things that pique her interest.
Okay. I'll go through Philo lore in between sessions, and we'll figure stuff out then. Because I don't have that all in front of me right now. Anyone else have anything fun they do to pass time?
Started sunbathing.
Yes.
Constance probably sings a bit while they're walking, just to like keep the mood up, and it's just like I guess traditional songs that like most people would know, but so other people could join in, but then every now and again she'll start singing something that everyone has no idea where it came from, and she'll just have to shrug it off and be like, I guess that's a eternal trust thing. Oh well.
Okay. So, let's see. Do your characters find themselves enjoying each other's company?
Oh yeah, Emmy's having a great time. They're super happy to be traveling with like a larger group of people.
Okay.
Say.
Yeah, Azara's probably not had a whole lot of friends before, so.
Alrighty. You know, we're just kind of spitballing questions. This is how I make it feel like time's passing by without having to do boring narrations or be like random encounters. And is your character thinking about anything while traveling? Anything that's really going through their mind, like kind of like how I practice my voice, my shitty voices on my commutes?
I do that all the time. I mean, Soren's just reflecting on, the friend he lost, I guess. But other than that, not really.
I'd actually like to maybe spend a little time investigating this chaos heart that I have.
Oh yeah, you can look at that. What would you like to hear? Actually, let's see. The chaos heart is a gem, is an array of purples, pinks, and other strange colors shimmering off. And other strange colors shimmer off light, reflecting off of the otherworldly gem heart. The gem itself takes on the appearance of an anatomical heart, but the bottom of this heart features folds and waves, much like a brain. The stone is mesmerizing to look at as it catches light. It sometimes faintly glows for no apparent reason. Staring at it for too long causes your mind to wander, and then you would begin to feel yourself daydream. You found the Heart of Dreams after slaying the False Hydra in Badger Creek. The Chaos Heart and the creature's head were all that remained after Emmy killed it.
We still have that, by the way? The head?
Yeah, you still have the False Hydra's head.
Right.
We do, yeah, that's right. I know we showed it to the governor, but he didn't keep it, right?
No.
Yeah,
no.
I think we're gonna get it made into a weapon.
Yeah,
The
that's
false-
right.
The False Hydra's head can be brought to an enchanter, runesmith, artificer, or specialized luthier. The bone of the False Hydra's skull is crafted into a bull roarer, and its sinews are used as the rope. A bull roarer is an instrument attached to a string that once swung and makes a droning tone. They're really cool. I highly recommend looking them up on YouTube. They were used in pre-modern societies, traditionally for long-distance communication, also like across forts and watchtowers. That's how they would communicate, because it actually does make a really loud sound that's recognizable.
That shit Nausicaa has in Valley of the Wind.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
And then an excerpt that the governor would have shared with you. Extreme caution is recommended when encountering a false hydra. Only the specialized blackcoats of the school, the Vengeful Tiger, are able to see through their devious song. Should a false hydra remain undetected, it can quickly become an existential threat to wherever it festers. Due to this, it is highly recommended that should your town undergo the throes of a chaos storm, that Vengeful Tiger blackcoats scout your settlement, just to be sure no such infestation has taken root. That's an excerpt from the Black Coat Manual on Creatures of Chaos.
So did they say that only black coats could kill it? Cause not no more.
They're a specialized school of black coats that can see through the song and aren't affected by the memory altering stuff. Probably via the fact that school of black coats specifically employs Felper. So with that, any other questions about those items? Any other questions about items? What do you want to, are you trying to appraise the Chaos Heart?
Just trying to familiarize myself with it, because I suspect this might not be the last chaos incident we have to deal with. And I want to know what about it was so important to Madame Curio that it was a way to start our quest to weave the realms back together.
While you're looking at it, green light pulses between the waves as the heart kind of it pumps a bit. And that's when your vision kind of fades for a moment and you feel yourself as if you are awake and alert, but you know what's going on here. It's difficult to explain the qualia of having a lucid dream, but you know you're having a lucid dream. You feel in control and present, unlike other dreams where looking at yourself feels almost distant. You stand in a swampy forest among fields of old stone, karsts, and limestone that's been eroded by the acidic swamp water. Weathered in, an old gray stone fortress, like a hand, reaches into the sky with 5 towers like fingers grasping for the moon hanging in the starlit sky above. The structure is certainly elven in design, and perhaps was crafted through arcane means. The trees around the fortress tremble and shiver in the wind. You hear sounds almost like a distant whisper. It sounds incomprehensible to you, but the words, you know them, and they're welcoming you to walk into the fortress. When you understand these words, you don't understand them in common, you understand them in Elven.
Okay. I mean, I know I'm dreaming, right?
Yeah.
I'll take the invitation.
So you step forward, you walk across a large drawbridge over like this just kind of tar pit in the swamp. And you proceed toward the large doors. A hand symbol shaped from brass is embossed. These hands pull themselves off the door, float to the handles, grab them, and pull the door open for you. When you enter, there's a flash of light, and you immediately find yourself in what appears to be an astrolabe inside the tower. Brass spheres held aloft by long metal supports orbit around a central glowing light. This light is held aloft in a glass lantern case. It shimmers, almost directing the orb of the spheres that you duck under. Shelves of book line the area outside of the three-dimensional star map. A voice trails from the shimmering light within the tavern, pulsing as it speaks its words. The voice is no one's you know or remember, but yet it sounds familiar somehow. Izara.
Yes?
Izara, you are the kin I can reach. I call out to you. Seek me.
Who are you? Where are you?
I am not far. Your kin has taken from me that which ye seek.
That which I seek. What do I seek?
Only you know what you seek. And the dream ends abruptly as you come to, kind of just standing there. And when you're looking at the heart, it's got this purplish faint glow, and it kind of finishes pumping and just kind of lies dormant again and just kind of pulsing with magical energy.
Well, Zara's not entirely certain what to make that. Now this is going to be fun, because she probably thinks that was a vision sent to her by the astral star, because that's what most of her visions are.
I maybe describe that one specifically like that, so
Yeah.
Zara would get the feeling.
I mean, every time she's had a vision or the sixth sense or anything before, it's come from her clairvoyance, which she believes is a direct gift from the astral star.
Sure.
So, fuck yeah, I guess now we're doing this.
How to get any campaign back on track. Give Lucy's character something to do. So purpose-driven. Give Lucy someone to kill. That's like the best way to get a campaign going. That's how I basically wrote Steam Spell. So anyway, your journey takes you further into the forest until you see the mighty arch trees that make up the treetop village of Trevenza. Legend holds that these trees were once fonts and conduits of fey magic that caused the growth and expansion of the primeval woods that prevail across Maywicht. You reach the familiar wicker basket and take the ride and make the journey through the wooden walkways, winding through trees and through the streets, quote-unquote, as to speak. You duck beneath branches and low-hanging owls, carrying tufts, playing an odd game with nets suspended by magic, where they fling balls with hoops at the nets. The ball goes flying through the window of the bizarre bazaar, and Madame Curio kind of like comes out, opens the door. She's like, "How many times will I have to tell yous, kids, to watch it when you play Owl Cross? Now I ought to sick tryst on you. Giuseppe, why don't you show these lousy good-for-nothing bastards born straight from Alcidex's very own?" And she turns around and sees you. "Oh, hello, dearies. Didn't expect you back from Badger Creek so soon."
Yes, we have concluded our business there.
So she gets up real close to Shaw and kind of looks at her reflection in the armor. "And you got a nice suit of armor. Looks good on you." Tap, tap.
He pulls out 2 silver. So I reckon it's about time that you give me that chicken bone necklace.
Pulls it right off her neck and puts it over you and waves for the silver.
He hands her the silver.
That's a necklace of poultry geist warden. Now, no meals are gonna come back to bother you, sir.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it ever since I've seen it.
Well, you know, if you eat anything, the ghosts in the food won't bother Tommy. So you're gonna be eating good, sir.
I've been nervous to eat chicken ever since you done told me that they're chicken ghosts.
Yeah, it's usually in the spicy chicken there's the ghosts. I don't know why.
That's my favorite kind.
Right? So that's why sometimes the ghosts, they get a little active, they make things a little punchy inside. So I my chicken necklace, and I didn't have problems after that because it held their spirits at bay.
You gonna be alright? You got another one? Cause I don't wanna leave you vulnerable.
Oh, pulls out another one, puts it around her neck.
Alright, good.
Shall we
Alright, we got that heart you were asking about.
Jesus,
Should we go inside?
So, when you go inside, the window kind of reforms, right? And you're brought into the dimly lit shop. She mutters something about the rotten scoundrels while while you're walking into the shop. She actually takes you to the bead curtain, towards the bead curtain. She's like, come on back. She snaps her fingers, and the signs flip from open to closed. The curtains are drawn, and most of the light stays only dimly lit. Merlot the cat patrols through the small shop on the high-level shelves. The madam gathers a party in the back of her shop, this time beyond, the shop. You pass by desks and tables with all sorts of arcane instruments on them. A small astrolabe sits on a shelf in the corner, and next to a cozy fireplace is old furniture that looks cozy enough. Madame Curio will get a kettle of tea going, and that's when she has you take a seat. And, she's just kind of like, all right, so what'd you find?
I will remove the heart from my pocket and plunk it onto the table.
Oh, dearie me, you lot sure have a nose for danger. Well, be careful with that one. Really is the heart of dreams. Very powerful heart gem indeed.
You said it might be able to help us on our quest.
Well, you see, this is where Madame Curio comes clean about some of the knowledge. Oh, I didn't think this shit existed, mate. I thought maybe it was a theory. And I got a friend of mine. We had a little bit of a debate. Old B, she's always fun. She knows all kinds of things. And she was like, yeah, Madame Curio, I think these things exist. And then I said to old B, I am not really sure about that, mate. And then old B's like, well, why don't you get some of your adventures and do it? So I had to go and look, it exists, which is a good thing. Because that means there's hope, then.
Oh.
So you sent us on what you thought was a wild goose chase.
Well, if there's anyone to send on a wild goose chase, it's Clairvoyants.
What kind of hope? Hope for what?
I hope for what you're hoping for. Relief from your condition. And perhaps maybe a secret to fixing these realms. Well, not really. Look, alright, fine. And look, I lost the damn bet to old B. I'm sorry. Now I owe her a good cup of joe, alright? Do you know a good place to get coffee around here?
I'm not local.
We trusted you.
We're new in town?
Alright, look. It's not that, it was more of a theoretical thing. It's like one of those things that wasn't proved to have existed, but we were pretty kind of sure it existed, we just didn't know for sure. Kind of like, I don't know, black holes. Folks didn't think those existed until astral star priests figured that one out.
What
So
now?
Oh,
sorry. I was just going to say now that we know this theory is correct and we have one of these things, what is the next step if we want to fix things?
Well, that's where we're kind of in a bit of a pickle, my dearie, because unfortunately, I don't know. We found the heart, that was the first step. But my friend B, old B up in Goldfire, she lives up on the mountain. She knows quite a bit about this shit. She's got all kinds of ancient wisdom, just the kind of stuff that you would expect from someone of her age. She's, getting up there in the years.
Do you think she would be willing to speak with us if we went to see her and we could tell her that she won the bet.
Look, alright, just, I'm sure she'll be willing to work with yous, but, just don't mind the locals there. They got a weird thing for dragons.
Weird thing, like, in a good way, or?
Oh, I suppose if you ways your looks at it. Now, if you're Duke Swiftfoot who's in charge, it's not a big deal. Now, if you're a Corvifian Inquisitor, now we got a problem.
Well, I don't think we have anyone like that here, but...
Well, just they're a bit on the, odd side.
Oh. Well, then I'm sure we will fit right in, yes?
Yeah, I'd say so. Look, old B knows stuff from before the Sunless area. That's like how much of the secrets of this realm she knows. She's definitely gonna have an answer for this.
What was the name again?
Old B. That's how I know you.
B. And where do we find her?
Well, I just told you, she's in Goldfire up the mountain.
Yes, but do you have an address?
It's up the mountain. I don't know how else to put it. She lives on top of the mountain.
Will the locals be able to help point us,
Oh yeah, that's kind
okay.
of why they exist, is that they made a whole staircase to go up the mountain.
Oh, great. That
They
is
might-
considerate. That makes my life much easier.
Alright, in the sake of trying to be a little bit more, honest with my colleagues, the locals are probably gonna ask you to do a bit of a favor for them before they let you go on the mountain, because you gotta kind of prove like, alright, I'm willing to give something to old B so old B can give something to me. It's just the way they do things.
What manner of favor?
Oh, I didn't know. They might send you into some thing over there. They might have you go punch someone. It just really depends what they're in the mood for that day.
I mean, if we want to go up the mountain, I'm just kind of curious how they stop us.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, if we don't want to do the favor, depending on what it is, just kind of curious.
Well, that's your problem, mate. Then they're just not gonna let you up the mountain, and you ain't climbing that fucker by yourself.
I think if we are looking for help from, these bee, then we would want to ingratiate ourselves with the locals.
Alright, look, mate, the worst thing they ever did, the worst quest they send folks on is they send them to go get honey from a beehive. It's really not that dangerous, okay?
I love honey. Maybe we will get that one.
Yeah, it's no,
Too.
yeah, you just go get honey from the local bees and the nearby colony.
I, Sam, am just picturing that, like, episode of Futurama now, where they have to go get the space honey. Yeah, they just have to go get some honey, NBD.
I have another question.
Oh, go ahead, dearie.
I recently saw something, I believe, as a result of proximity to this.
Well, I
art.
was gonna recommend maybe you have me hooked onto that for you.
I'm not entirely certain I trust you.
Look, with this thing being originally a theoretical object, right? We don't know how powerful that the stone is. We don't, and you're saying you're already having it mess with your brain?
I get visions all the time. I don't.
Oh, that's right, Clairvoyants. Sorry, it was something called the Heart of Dreams, and my understanding of it is it's a very psionic item. So I'm concerned for you, love.
I'll be fine.
Is this safe for us to be carrying?
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't think so.
Anyway, I saw a location, but I'm not familiar with it. I wondered if you might be. And I'll describe the location I saw, the five-fingered building.
Oh, you're talking about the old Shever Hand, mate. No one goes there. It's haunted.
Where is that?
Oh, it's just a wee bit south of here. All you gotta do is I'll take you to the map here.
To the map.
Yeah, all you gotta do is you're here in Treventia. Honestly, it's just a straight shot south of here. You get into the Grim Marsh area of the Shiverdale Forest, and there it is in all of its haunted glory. Why would you want to go to a place like that?
I was given a vision.
All right, well, just be careful. Like, that's some very old, haunted, hallowed type ground. I wouldn't recommend poking around too much there.
Thank you for your advice.
All right, well, if we got anything else, I do want to get the shop back opened up. Time is money after all.
What else you got to sell here?
Well, I've got a few things, but, yeah, I got a few things. So I do recommend packing real well for your journey. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be at least a week, alright? Even if you do sail up the river into the Green Sea, it's going to be like a week. Alright, Mr. Shaw, what kind of items are you looking for, mate?
Alright, well, here's my sword, here's my shield, and here's my armor. Can you make me better at killing magic things?
Oh, well, that kind of depends. Like, what kind of magic things you want to kill? And how?
I was right embarrassed, right, when we were fighting that False Hydra and I couldn't remember it. You got anything that helps me remember stuff?
Well, I don't got anything in right now, love, but, maybe if you check back in later, I might have something.
Yeah,
I'm
anything
sorry.
that helps me set stuff on fire?
Oh, you got an interesting helmet right there, though. I could take a look at that for you.
Yeah, he passes the helmet over.
Alright, it's usually a 200 for one of these appraisals. I'll do it for 100 for you, though.
Oh, okay.
So she sets up like a little ritual table and everything, and she begins kind of inspecting
Any chance I can get a 2-for-1 and he like slides the shield? Like maybe?
It's gonna be a separate transaction, Mike.
Oh, fine.
Alright, so during the ritual, it's kind of like Madame Curio's very in tune and very active during her identify spell, unlike other, where it's like, oh yeah, it's a weird ritual, where it just kind of tells me, she's like kind of explaining it as it's being revealed to her. So this item, hold on one moment, I'm just getting it all. Alright, it should be also available in the Roll20 as well. This item is called Archon's Roar. This helm appears to be a modified Hume great helm constructed in a way to have a metal lion's face roaring around the face of the helm. A mane of fur adorns the back of the helmet to give a more authentic lion's appearance. The silver of the helmet curves smoothly. It's clear this is a finely crafted helm by someone devoted to Archon. Just glimpsing upon the eyes of the lion makes you feel determined. So this helmet was crafted by the Crusader smith Mikael Steinbjorn. He is well known throughout the Lion-Hearted Faithful as a heroic figure who crafted Rex the Great's armor. This appears to have been the helm of Rex the Great's Crusader armor, Archon's Roar. Rex the Great was a figure who was seen as Maywood's answer to the Kovithian Emperor. He was seen as the son of Archon, born to fight back against the scourge of the Kovard's Light. Safe to assume this helmet can only be used by the religious classes, who would be able to fully utilize its innate abilities. So it's restricted to clerics and paladins. When the command word Lion's Heart is spoken, or intended, Archon's Roar lets out a thunderous roar, allowing you to cast Bless from the cleric's spellbook once a day. And this version of Bless has a very special effect. The targets of this Bless spell also have their fear removed, and cannot be feared until the blessing ends.
So you're telling me it's a helmet that's only for clerics and paladins, and it's activated by saying a magical anime girl phrase.
That's what magic items are.
Yeah, Shaw immediately takes the helmet and looks to Constance. I'm figuring I can't really use this, right? And I've seen you do magic stuff, and you're pretty darn good with a sword. So here.
Oh, thank you. I shall put it on when we are not inside.
Also, I will note, you can modify the helmet where you can like take the faceplate out so it's only the lion, and you can even take off like the lion face, so it's just like the helmet with the mane. Like you can modify the helmet to look how you want. You could even do it like, I know aesthetics are very important to our characters. You could do it where just the mane is on the neck, so the helmet's, you're still getting the benefits of the helmet.
I do this the way I do my video games. I go for stats.
Well, you just check the helmet off button. It's okay.
Yeah, headgear is not visible.
That's always the best option and should be included in every game ever.
Seriously. But just let it be known, like with items and stuff, you feel free to like modify the aesthetic of the item to fit your character's style, especially for like
And we get more art done for later seasons. Shaw, you actually identified Stagthorn for yourself by successfully using it in combat, and
nice.
Yeah, you just through the throes of combat came to understand how to use your shield.
Dope. I just want to see if there's anything I missed.
No, you're good. It's pretty dope though. So like just moving the zone.
I love it.
So I believe that's all of the magic items to be appraised, at least on the like loot list. Emmy, did you want to pay for that compass appraisal now that you have money?
Not yet, because I spent a lot for the, not like a lot, but if I spend the 100 for this, then Emmy does not have that much left.
Madame Curio will actually...
Wave, so...
She'll praise your compass free of charge as a gesture of good faith.
Oh, well then, heck yeah.
Shaw just looks at her like, what the fuck?
Oh, look, it's just...
I bought the chicken balls from you, and this how you do me, Miss Curio?
You're gonna understand in a moment, love.
So she kinda is...
Because Emmy looks really pathetic counting out their silver.
As the madam prepares for the ritual, setting up a divining orb, candles, and other parts, she's kind of reusing what she did for Shaw's helmet, which is now Constance's. Madam Curio so as she's doing this, she will point out to you certain details to you that are quite surely indicative of a Felper design, especially the way the compass is designed to almost be swung from lightly being swatted, a behavior common amongst young Felper. And as she's looking at it, she's just kind of like, you should ever see Dr. Crawford while he was in Badger Creek? He'd certainly be interested in this Felper craftsmanship.
To be honest, I really should have when I went to see him, but I was a little distracted at the time and did not think to.
And she kind of continues on. She sets to continuing her magical ritual, and let's see. She references that this compass is old, quite possibly first caravan before the Sphinx schism in ancient history. She sets to continuing her magical ritual. Again, after informing you a bit more. Sure, her eyes lightly glow blue and she traces magic runes here and there, but she maintains explaining the compass to you throughout the ritual. So it's almost... so she notes that the script is very elusive, even to her. She recommends the script could possibly be from one of the old star travelers, such as the Adelians or the pirate like Getsu.
I'm quite sorry, love, but I can't offer much more than that. It's a wondrous artifact, but I knew I wasn't going to be able to read the text once I got a good look at it. And that, Mr. Shaw, is why I was providing it free of charge, is because I can't read this text and it wouldn't be fair if I can't educate Miss Emerald here on on the importance of this item. It's a wondrous artifact, truly, though. Something special. Most likely magic. But you're going to need to find an expert specifically for this one.
Well, I really appreciate what you have been able to tell me. I can't imagine where Belle would have gotten this to start, but is there, do you have perhaps an expert that you could recommend? Would your friend B be able to, if she has been around for as long as you say?
If not all B, definitely Dr. Crawford, because he's Felper himself. He might have a better idea about these kind of things.
Right, I wish I had thought to show it to him the other day.
He has a way of being a gallant gentleman, making you forget all kinds of things.
That's true, he was very distracting.
No, it's the way he dresses, I swear. I tell him every time. That suit is ridiculous.
It was very nice, though. Maybe I should get a hat.
Dearie. If you want a hat, you're gonna have to find yourself a good hat. Not someone... Mr. Crawford's style is expensive, shall we say.
Okay, well then, definitely not from wherever he got his, but I don't think I could rock a top hat anyway.
Oh, that's all right, love. Well, you lots... I think you've got a journey to prepare for,
here. And she kind of just puts 2 potions into, the collective loot.
One's for healing, and this one makes your abilities, your talents, makes them a bit, You'd like it.
Oh, well, thank you very much. That's very generous of you.
Look, I I feel bad about sending you on my scientific expedition, so to speak, and I do want to establish you lot have proven yourself as effective, and considering Trist hasn't been around for a bit, and Torg hasn't been answering my mail, I gotta find some new help around here.
Well, I think, especially if it brings us any closer to fixing things, we are more than happy to do what we can, yes?
Right. Now, that does remind me, I still gotta send Yvette the wedding gift. Alright, well, y'all get on out of here. Y'all have some fun. Why don't you just go on down to Goldfire, just ask for OB, tell him Madame Curio sent you, and I'm sure you'll be picking honey in no time and getting answers.
Well, thank you very much.
Alright, toodaloos for now. And with that...
Taking the dream art with me.
You're right. And with that, unless there are any last moment things anyone wants to do, that is what
I was gonna steal something real small.
What are you? Oh, you didn't steal.
That's amazing because Emmy was actually gonna leave some silver behind just as like a thank you.
All right, what are you gonna try? Okay, so give me like a dexterity sleight of handy type roll.
He doesn't even care what it is. It's just the principle of it.
It's just the principle.
All right, so let's roll. D20.
Emmy will just leave like 20 silver for the potions and as a thank you.
Okay.
17.
So you're able to steal a gem that's worth 20 silver pieces.
Oh no! He was trying to steal something that was like
That's amazing.
Silver. Oh no! He's clearly not good at this.
And
Who needs a rogue? Am I right?
Right.
I was gonna say we fucking did it again, y'all.
We did it again. The big himbo is the rogue yet again. And with that, leaving Madame Curio's shop for the party to begin their preparations for a very long journey ahead of them. Like I said, my notes are here saying 5 days if you take one road, 8 to 10 if you take the other. So
I want to go to the hand.
The hand will happen.
I think the hand is sort of on our...
It is.
It is.
Basically exactly on our way.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
Can't imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Who'd have thought?
Totally not.
Well, I love it when my backstory causes problems in the
Definitely.
first 4 episodes.
Oh, that
Definitely
wasn't
not a trap.
intentional. Whoops.
Definitely not a trap. It's okay.
I'm sure it's fine.
Whoops. That wasn't intended, but that's okay. Anyway.
Where's that?
Anyway, thank you everyone for joining us for tonight's episode of WovenRealm, where we start to get we got this campaign back on track after the boss monster was killed maybe a session or two too soon, but that's okay because that's what we do around here. We roll with it, and that's what RPGs are all about, just going with it. So anyway, thank you everyone for joining us. Let's go around real quick. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, and then we'll go raid some friends. All right, Noir, we'll start with you up here to my right on the overlay.
Okay, hey everybody. I'm Noir. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok as the Noir Enigma because I remember my password. You can find me every Monday morning at Roll20's Twitch channel where I produce and play in a Kids on Bikes game. Then on Monday evenings, you can find me over on Critical Misses where I am GMing Kingsguard, a campaign that is taking place in the campaign setting of my own creation that I've been running for the past 20 years. Then on Tuesdays, you can find me over on LFM Network, where I play Call of Cthulhu with Puppets and Degrees of Madness. And then Tuesday nights over on Bards and Barbarian, where I play in Outbreak. It's a zombie game where the zombie apocalypse just broke out in the middle of a comic book convention, but don't worry, we made sure Carrie Yules is safe. And then of
Do you
course
need to breathe?
Nah. Then Wednesdays you can find me right here. And for everything else, just go to my pinned tweet on my Twitter page and find out all the stuff that I do because I don't sleep.
What is sleep? Sam, you're up next.
Hey everyone, I am Sam. You can find me on Twitter at TheSamWisest. I'm the Samwise Game G here on Twitch. I am the accessibility director here at the Chromatic Chimera. You can see me right back here on Mondays with the cast of No Initiative in Quest to the Soaring City. I also edit a podcast version of that game, so you can check us out on Anchor and Spotify. If you just, search for Quest to the Soaring City or No Initiative, we'll come up. And coming up soon, I'm going to be in a podcast with the folks over at Protein City called The Incidentals. So check that out. We're going to be releasing some sneak peeks at our characters soon, and I'm really excited. This character is, so on my shit. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it for me, so I'll pass it on over to AJ.
Hello, I'm AJ, and I'm the creative director for the Chromatic Chimera, and this is kind of all I do right now, so yeah, come back on Wednesdays to see me, and we are in the final days of the dice giveaway I have on Twitter if you want custom character dice like most of the people here have currently. Then you should go enter that. Yeah, cool. Alright, Lucy. Back to you.
Hi, I'm Lucy. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and Artful at Bluebird Draws. You can find me on TikTok at LucyBoy66. I do a lot of art. I did the art on the overlay for this campaign. I'm here every Wednesday, obviously. I also play over on Fat Dragon Gaming. I play Bioshock at 2:30 Eastern every Saturday. And I play JR, the Twi'lek operative, in our Star Wars 5e Scum and Villainy campaign at 7:30 or 8-ish Eastern. We're notoriously terrible at being on time. Every Saturday, and I run a 5th edition pirate-themed D&D campaign called Ladies Legacy every Thursday at 9 p.m. 9 p.m. Eastern? Yes. And I have a podcast called Odyssey Exploration and Research that is wherever you find your podcasts. And I believe that's it for me.
Alrighty, Chris.
I'm Chris. This is all I'm doing right now. I want to do more stuff when I have more time.
Thanks. And I'm Alex, aka Mr. Puddins. Yeah, I usually do more too, but life's been strange. You can find me here. I'm putting all my energy into WovenRealm right now because holy shit, running a weekly game is wild. We are independent 13th Age broadcasters, so we do have the blessing of the official developers and the publisher of the 13th Age system. I've been talking about so much lately how I love this system. I'm about to sad boy buy everything for this game because it's a really good game, especially if you've played a D20 game before. And it's got it gives you rules for fights so you can tell a cool story. And it's really easy if you like your hacking and kind of getting under the hood of your rule system. 13th Age is perfect for it, unlike other D20 games that try to act like they are. Anyway, thank you for joining us for WovenRealm. We'll be back next week at the same time, 7 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central.
Almost.
Oh, fuck, my brain
So
hurts. We're gonna go raid our friends over at Critical Misses. You all stay classy and say maybe to drugs.
Say perhaps to drugs. Goodbye.
Say hell yeah to weed.